Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General YAHANNA, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General YAHANNA is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
I.S.U.P.K. presents the 55th annual Passover corsage. Order now. Only $10. The red corsages are for the married sisters only. The white corsages, sisters must complete 6 months in the school. Contact your camp leader now. Order now. Only $10. You must complete the payment. Pre-order your corsages now. Also, the 55th sister to pre-order will win one of these amazing handcrafted leather accessories for your wrist. Click the link in the description below to pre-order your corsages now.
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General YAHANNA, presents the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General YAHANNA is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
Shalom on Christ. Can you hear me good, Rabban?
Come, sir. YAHANNA.
Yahweh Shabbat. Salakia, this is Captain Karafia covering in for Captain Mashak Young when he gets here. Any questions, make sure you type them in the chat or just raise your hand. You give your question that way. We are 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. Classes on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at 394 Lodge Road. Also in Manchester, every Tuesday, Brotherhood class, which we teach as well. We got a podcast as well on Friday on the ends. Watch that as well, 9 to 11. Make sure you pay your tithes, Passover fee. This year we're going to North Carolina. Make sure you reach your ticket booked, hotel booked. Make sure you're down there, man. And with that, any questions on anything or anything you break down? Go on.
If I could, is in a scripture in 1 Peter. Let me get it. It's 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 16.
1 Peter 2 and 16, yeah?
God. For a bit of the backstory, I think it starts at probably around 13.
Go on, read it for me. Let me know what your question is, if you could.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 13. Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake,
Go on.
whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers,
Go on.
and for the praise of them that do well.
Okay, so what's your question on it?
My question is in verse 16. I just want to know what it means by the word free.
Go on.
Come on. Shall I skip to verse 16 or read on?
Go on, yeah, go on. Go skip to that one.
Come on. Verse 16. As free, and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness.
Okay, so as you know, in the Old Testament, if you committed a crime or sin, you would die. And in the New Testament, a priest don't knock on your door and kill you for smoking weed. A priest don't knock on your door and kill you because you had sex with a man's wife. Now we don't do them things. Why? Because we know what's right. We do it. The Bible goes, what? The law is in our heart now. It's not on a piece of stone. It's not written in a book. So now we're free from the punishment. We've got liberty from the punishment. So what Paul's saying is, don't use your liberty because someone ain't going to kill you. Don't use your liberty to go out there and commit sin. Don't say, well, no one ain't going to kill me, so I might as well smoke weed. No one ain't going to kill me, so, I might as well sleep with this man's wife. No one ain't going to kill me because, so I might as well do this. I might as well do that. That's what Paul's saying. Don't use your freedom, your liberty as an occasion, to commit malice. We done?
But as the servants of God.
Okay, this is the precept for here. I think it's in Romans. Bear with me a second. Yeah, give me Galatians 5 and 13. This is the precept for what you're reading.
You said 5 and 13.
Yeah, 5 and 13, Galatians.
Book of Galatians, chapter 5 and 13. For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty.
There you go. That same precept right there, man. Paul saying the same thing, but worded differently. So, brothers, you are called unto liberty. You're called unto freedom, man. No longer are you under the law, meaning what? Under the law means under arrest. Like, if you commit a sin, a man will come and lock you up. No more. Now we don't eat pork because it's the right thing to do. We don't. It's like, for instance, our people back then didn't understand the law. Like what Captain Mashak said. Right. We kept the law because it said so. We didn't know the spirit of it. Like a parent tells you to come in at, a decent hour. And as a child, you just come in because they say so. You don't know the meaning behind it. They want you safe. And likewise, we just kept the law because it said so. And we didn't commit sins. Why? Because we didn't want to die. We didn't want a man stoning us. You know what I mean? That's what we was under. We was under the law, under the punishment. But now we're free. Now we don't eat pork. Why? Because it's wrong. We don't have sex with a man's wife. Why? Because it's wrong. Not because someone will put us to death. So we know under the law, we're free from that now. We're under liberty. Read.
Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh.
And the Bible goes, don't use that liberty for occasion of the flesh. I mean, now you're under liberty. Don't say, well, no one ain't gonna kill me, so I might as well smoke all the weed in the world, man. Ain't no one gonna kill me. You having sex with a man's wife, so I might as well sleep with all these man's wives, man. The Bible goes, don't use that liberty for an occasion of the flesh, man. Don't use it. Use that liberty. Use that freedom and say, yo, I got some mercy. Let me fix up, man. I got some freedom right now. No one ain't killing me right now. But listen, if I keep messing around, the Lord will kill me, man. Use that liberty to fix up, get your life right, man. The fact that the Lord ain't killed you, what ain't for you to say, you know what? I can go out there, have sex with more whores, man, and more men's wives, man. The fact that the Lord gave you a second chance is for you to get better and say, you know what, boy, I dodged a bullet there, let me fix up, man, for the Lord change his mind. All the punishments we go through come from the Lord, man. We could wake up one day and get some sad news, man. Wake up one day and, your kids are dead, man. Wake up one day, be paralyzed. Anything happens to you, man. But the Lord gave you that mercy, that freedom. Use that and say, yo, let me fix up, man. Let me tell you something. The God we serve in the Bible, listen, people, you don't know him. The God of the Bible ain't the God in the Christian church, man. That's anyone knows the book of Daniel, it calls the Lord what? The great and terrible God, man. That's the God we serve.
That's right.
God of the Christian church is all love. And, you can sit against him and pray and say you're sorry and he'll forgive you. And, no one's perfect. The God of the Bible, Daniel called him dreadful, man. If you could get that Railband real quick, if you know where it is.
I can find it.
Let me see. I think I'm using Daniel. No, Nehemiah 1 and 5, man. Nehemiah 1 and 5. And the Lord's giving us mercy. No priest will knock on your door saying, excuse me, have you eaten pork and chop your head off, man? No priest will say, listen, man, you celebrated Christmas the other day, man. You got to die, man. The Lord giving us mercy. And we're free from that death. So we can keep doing wrong? No. so we can fix up, man. It's called a grace period.
Right.
For instance, if you owe a bill, you ain't paid it, you can call them, and they can arrange a payment plan for you, man. So you know, arrange a payment plan, you can pay 20 a month. That's grace right there. That don't mean you don't have to pay the bill. And as blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, we owe the Most High a bill, man. And we must pay. And right about now, we're going through the grace period where we're getting it right. That does not mean that we're free from the bill, man. That does not mean that we're free from, not celebrating Christmas, free from not eating pork, free from not celebrating Easter and getting tattoos. We still must keep these laws, man. But the Lord gave us a period to get it right, man. We got a debt to the Most High. We're in a covenant and agreement with the Most High, man. Just like how you have an agreement with T-Mobile or EE. They say, I will give you a certain amount of minutes and certain amount of data, man, but you got to pay a certain amount every month, man. That's also the Most High, man. The Lord said, I will give you protection, look over you, man, put you in a good land, man, that flows with milk and honey. But you have to do something for me. And that's the life we're living, black man, and we can't get out of this debt, man. We're born into this debt, man. We're born into this, man. We're being just by being black man. There's rules. Just imagine this as rules with being black. That's crazy. Imagine you're born into a team, man. You're born into a team, and there's rules of being in this team. Just by being born at black man, there's duties that we must follow out, man. And we can't escape it. Read on.
Okay, Nehemiah chapter 1 and verse 5. And I said, I beseech thee, O Lord God of heaven.
Of who?
Of heaven.
There you go, mate. No mistake. We're talking about the God of the Bible, man. Christians love talking about the God of heaven, the God that made heaven and earth. But we're talking about him too, man. The only problem is we're talking about him from this Bible. We ain't talking about him for what Grandma said. We ain't talking about him for what the Passion of Christ said. We're talking about him from the Bible, the God of heaven. And this is how Nehemiah describes that God of heaven, man. Read.
The great and terrible God.
And the Bible says great and terrible, man. He said he's like that nice puffy cloud. See that white light coming through the clouds. It's so nice. That's our God, man. Our God's the same God that drowned everybody on the face of the earth and saved 8 people, man. And it's mad because Christians read about Noah's Ark and tell about Noah's Ark. And they got a song, man. Remember that song? Who built the Ark? Noah. Let me tell you something about drowning, man. Drowning is a terrible death, man. How would I know? I almost drowned in swimming. It's awful, man. When you're drowning, you're struggling, and you can't breathe, and you breathe in, and your lungs. The more you breathe in, the more your lungs get filled with water, man. The panic. And God did that, man. God did that, man, to men, women, and children, man. You don't know the God we serve, black man. And it's a shame. We go to the Christian church, and no wonder we can't beat weed, man. No wonder we can't beat these sex addictions, man. No wonder we can't beat our own lust, man. Because we think, well, God's all love. Maybe if we knew the real God, maybe we'll put weed down, man. Crack cocaine down and hustling down, man. Maybe we would. But we think God's all loving, man. Christians always talk about Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Let me tell you something about Sodom and Gomorrah, man. The Bible goes, what? The Most High rained down, what? Fire and brimstone, man. For anyone that don't know, fire and brimstone is a meteorites, man. When rock hits the atmosphere, it turns to fire. And the Lord rained that down, man, on sexual deviance, man. And if they knew about this, the LGBT wouldn't exist, man. Men wouldn't be walking around talking about, well, I'm made this way, when no one's perfect. But I'm a man trapped in a woman's body, man, or some garbage like that, man. The Lord did that, man. The Lord rained rocks from heaven on fire, man. Could you imagine right now, we're out on rocks coming through the ceiling? Going in your kid's pram. Going in your kid's cot, man. That's the God we serve, black man. God didn't care, man. God, they say, well, God, God's all love. You show me that in the Bible, man. The Lord rained down fire, man. That happened today. Listen, that we're going through your windshield of your car, going through the bus, hitting everybody, man. Taking off heads and hands and breaking your teeth and so forth, man. God did that. That's the God we serve, man. And if we knew the real God, then maybe we'll put down weed, crack, and all the addictions we got, man. But we think God's some pushover, man. We think that we can do it. We think God serves us. We can do what we want, and God has to, tend to it because, boy, this is me. I don't have to change. You don't know God, man. That's why a lot of us are gonna die. That's why a lot of us are dying, man. That's why the AIDS ward is filled with black people and the graveyard filled with black people, man. And diabetes, mainly black people have it, man. And gout, mainly black people have it. And sickle cell, mainly black people have it, man. Because we're going against our God, man. God's punishing us, man. Time and time again. Read that again, Baba Kishar.
Nehemiah 1 and 5. And said, I beseech thee, O Lord God of heaven, the great and terrible God.
Great and terrible, man. God is great and terrible. That's the God we serve, man. God ain't no woman, man. Imagine this: the God in the Christian church is a woman. He's a mother, man. Christ said, "Our Father in heaven, man." Our fathers are rough, man. Fathers beat their kids, man. Fathers is the one that you're scared of, man. In the Christian church, God is a woman, man. You know that woman that you can, talk to and say, "God, I'm not perfect, man." And they go, "Okay, all right, that's fine, man." The God of the Bible is a man. He's masculine, man. He don't play that, man. Keep it in.
That keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love him
There you go.
observe his
There
commandments.
you go. And as rough and as tough as God is, he keeps his covenant to them that love him, man. And how do you love God, man? Do anyone know how you love God? You love, time saying you love God by keeping his commandments, man. And also, he shows mercy to them that love him, man. Give me, is it Matthew 15 and 16? This is how you love God.
Matthew 15, 16.
I think it's John 15 and 16.
Yeah, First John chapter, is it?
No, it's like John 14, regular John 14 and 15, if you could.
Come on. Book of John, chapter John 14 and verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Read that again.
Another one can't. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
There you go. Simple as that, man. Jesus Christ told his disciples, if you love me, keep my commandments. And that's how simple it is. If you love me, you keep my commandments. If you love your dad, what do? You follow his rules, man. And if you love God, you follow his rules, man. Simple as that. Christians say they love God by banging a tambourine and, singing the hardest. All that is a lie, man. To love God is simple. That's to keep his commandments, black man. If you don't keep his commandments, you are a liar. I don't care how big the Christmas tree in your church is, man. I don't care how much you bang that tambourine and sing and dance. There's pork in there. You hate God, man. I don't care how much you have a Christmas service. I go to church every Sunday, man. No Sunday can miss me. If you're eating pork, you don't love God, man. You're celebrating Christmas, you don't love God, man. You're celebrating Easter, you don't love God, man. You're divorcing your woman, then you don't love God, man. Simple as that, man. The Lord don't care how hard you bang a tambourine, how hard you sing and dance and talk in spirit and all them type of things there, man. If you don't obey his commandments, you don't love him. Just like your father, just like your dad. You say, Dad, I love you, Dad, but I don't see you coming home when I tell you to come home, though. Your room ain't clean when I tell you to clean your room, though. You just don't love him, man. You're lying to yourself. That's simple as it is, man. And Christians don't love God, man. The people in the face of earth that don't love God at all, and they claim to do, and they give good lip service, but they don't love God, and that is a Christian church, man. That is everything God says to do, they don't do, man. Every law God says to do, they don't do, man. The Bible goes that you can beat your kids, man, within reason, don't kill them. And they say, nah, man, you can't, man. The Bible goes that a woman can't leave her, man. And they go, yeah, man, woman, thou art loose, man. The Bible goes you can't eat pork, man. They say, yes, you can, as long as you pray over it, man. The Bible goes a man shouldn't lie down with another man. They say, oh, well, that was then the Old Testament, man. It's changed now. You know what I mean? The love. You know what I mean? You can't say who a man can't love, man. They hate God, man. Everything God said, they just twist it, man. When you read about the Antichrist in the Bible, talking about this oppressor, man, he's anti-God. Everything God stands for is anti, man. Read on Bible, Kushar.
Another one can't. So just had John 14 and 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Give me the next one. I think one in First John as well.
Come on.
Any questions as well? Ralban as well. Let me know, right?
Come on. So I have one more question in First Peter.
Okay, no sweat.
After this, book of First John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God.
And this is the love of God. This is how you love God. Simple. The Bible saying this, the Bible break it down saying this is the love of God. This, what I'm about to read next, is how you love God. Simple as that, man. So we got to argue, we got to debate, we got to think about it. This, what I'm about to read, is how you love God. Read.
Right. That we keep his commandments.
And how do you love God?
That we keep his commandments.
And that's how you love God, man. Simple as that, man. Didn't say nothing about banging the tambourine. Didn't say nothing about speaking in tongues or speaking in spirit, shaking the ground, so that you keep his commandments, man. Simple as that. That's how you love God, by you keep his commandments, man. And that's, we the I.S.U.P.K, we love God, man. We're the ones that keep his commandments, man. We're the ones that follow his commandments, man, and getting it right and fighting, and might make a mistake, but fix it back and trying our best to do what we can do, man. Whereas Christians say, they're done away with. They're in the past. They're nailed to the cross. That's a lie, man. That's a lie, man. So, what other question you had, sorry?
I just had a question in First Peter 2 and there's one of the verses I read, 2 and 14. I want to know the end of that verse.
Go on.
So I'll read from 13 for the context. It says, submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme or unto governors.
Okay, so what you think it's saying there? It's saying submit yourself to every ordinance of man, not of God, of man. What's that saying here?
So we're saying, like, as we're in these wicked kingdoms today, it's saying don't break the law of the land. Keep the law of the land.
Exactly. So the police pull you over, pull over, man. I'm
Right.
sick of these. I watch YouTube, man. I'm sick of these brothers, man, that know it all, man. You have seen it?
Right.
Giving the police a hard time. I'm like, listen, man, why? You got nothing better to do. I don't even like the police, but gosh, leave them alone, man. You just get asking for it, man. Well, under what act am I detained? Just leave them alone, man. So just when it happens, and deal with it, man. The Bible will submit yourself, man. Policeman pull you over, pull over, man. Don't keep driving. Well, under the something act, I don't have to stop. Listen, man. Let me tell you something about this oppressor. You don't know him, man. This oppressor don't follow his own laws, man. Leave him alone. Don't fast with him. Don't think you can be a smart ass and I can outsmart the police. It don't work, man. Let me tell you something. The Gadites had a contract. Anyone that know, Gadites are North American Indians, and they had a peace treaty with the Pilgrims, man. And the Pilgrims broke every last one of them, man. Don't think that rules work with this white man. Don't think, well, I can use the rules against me. It won't work, man. You end up in jail, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Leave him alone, man. I hear people talk about, because according to the law, you ain't got to pay this. You ain't got to pay that. Black man, just pay it, man. You ain't got to pay a parking ticket. You got to pay TV license. Just pay it, man. He don't break his own laws. No. You need a signed warrant by the judge. Not by the blah, blah, blah. Listen, they're coming in your house taking it anyway, man. It don't work, man. That's why it goes. Submit yourself. The police pull you over, pull over, man. You need a license to drive a car, get that license, man. Just get it, man. A brother tried to tell me, Akim, listen, I don't need a license. I go, why? Because it's called a driver's license. I'm not a driver. I'm a traveler. What's the difference? Well, a driver drives for a living. I don't drive for a living. I'm getting from A to B. And guess what? So it went to court, and it went to court. And I dropped him there, and he come out of court, and he goes, yeah, boss case, man. It was easy, man. So okay, I believed him too. And then one day was sitting down, and his cousin was there, and the cousin goes, yeah, we're going to a party, man. We might as well drive there. You know, if anything, you can drive there. Oh, you can't, innit? You got suspended license. The brother was lying, man. They took his license, man. Mr. Know-it-all, and I'm not a traveler. Went to court. That didn't work with him, man. Didn't work at all. They took his license, man. Black man, just get the license. You want to drive a car, get the license, man. Keep it in.
As unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers.
There you go. And agree with them that are sent by him. So police are sent by the government, and just listen to them, man. And these men are sent, why? To punish evildoers, man. You know what I mean? Meaning what? The Lord made police so drug dealers can get locked up, man. So murderers can get locked up, man. They're here to punish evildoers. So having said that, black man, just listen, man. You need to pay your rent, be a good citizen, do what you gotta do, man. Keep the laws of God, but also keep the laws of the land as well, man. As long as they don't contradict God's laws.
Right.
You know what I mean? Enough in the Bible where it says you can't pay rent. Listen, Jesus Christ paid taxes himself, man.
That's right.
Anyone know that? Christ paid the taxes, man. When Christ told Peter, right before he pays his taxes, he goes, Peter, this is messed up, innit? With the Israelites, we shouldn't be paying taxes. Then he went, nevertheless, it's paid. So luck, yeah. So let me get the scripture real quick. Let me get a precept on that real quick. Give me Matthew 5:25.
Come on. It's Matthew 5:25. Book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 25. Agree with thine adversary quickly.
Read that again.
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
And the Bible said, this is Jesus Christ speaking, man. You know what I mean? The wisest man on the face of the earth, man. He knows that oppress the devil. But this is what he said. He got to agree with him quickly, man. Officer pulls you over. Officer, what's the problem? And I ain't saying you got to kiss his ass. I ain't saying you got to be afraid. You can be masculine. So what's the problem? Oh, tail lights are. Oh, I'll get it fixed then, man. You need to scream and cry. A lot of black people are beg the police. Do not beg the police, man. It's disgusting, man. Be a man, man. Please, but I'm around the corner. But if you quit, no, don't, man. Say, well, what's the problem? Oh, okay, I didn't know. Be masculine about it, man. You get me? Don't give the white man your love. You know what I mean? We want him to love us. I want him to respect me, man. You can keep his love, man. I'd rather his respect, man. Be masculine. Agree with him. What happened? Sorry, I didn't notice. You know, I'll get it fixed. Or if you're on your phone and he pulls you over, man. Be a man. Please, nobody will say, ticket, please. All right, cool. Let's pay it, man. I can't take the begging thing, man. It's disgusting, man. But the Bible got to agree with your adversary quickly. Agree with him. So, but what's the problem? I'm speeding. Okay, I didn't know. I got carried away. What's the fine? Take it, man. Read.
Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him.
While you're in the way with him, meaning whilst you're interacting with him, you know what I mean? Whilst he's pulling you over or comes to your house, takes you to court, whatever the case may be. Agree with him, man. Okay, I didn't know. Sorry about that. Keep it in.
Lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge.
There you go. Else he deliver you to the judge, man. We're talking about under what act is this? Are you under your oath? Are you just arguing with the police, man? Just forget it, man. If you're right, and listen, if you're right, you can sue them as well, man. You ain't got to, to agree with them and take it. But there's ways to do it, man. And the Bible got to agree with your adversary, man. When it's, please don't pull you over, agree with him. Okay, cool. I was doing a 30. All right, that's fine. And if you believe you've been dealt with wrongfully, you know what to do. You feel me? Give me the last one. Give me Matthew 17:27 before we move on.
Kind of well, kind. So Matthew 15 and 27.
I believe that's the one. Matthew 15:27.
That's what it says. Not meat to take the children's bread to cast it to dogs.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, that's the one. Bear with me. Matthew 17 and about 25.
Come on. Kai, that's the one. Book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 25.
Give me 24.
24. Kai. Matthew 17 and 24. And when they were come to Capernaum, that they received tribute money, came to Peter and said, doth not your master pay tribute?
Here you go. So Christ in Capernaum with his disciples, with his men, and the tax collectors came to him and said, yo, do you and your men pay taxes? Do you pay tribute? And now they know what they want to do is trick Christ. They know Christ don't believe in the oppressor ruling over us. So they want to trap him. They want him to say no. So they can say, yo, Romans, look, this guy don't pay taxes and getting killed. So they trick him, but they don't understand that Christ is, 10 steps ahead of him, man. You can't catch Christ like that. Christ teaches about revolution and we're over the Romans. They're like, okay, over the Romans. So I'm guessing you don't pay your taxes then. They're trying to trap him to get him killed. Read it, I guess. So they came to Christ's men saying, yo, do you and your men pay tribute? Do you and your men pay taxes? Read.
He saith, yes. And when he was, he saith, yes.
And Christ said, yes. Read on.
And when he was coming to the house, Jesus prevented him, saying, what thinkest thou, Simon?
So Christ said to disciples, he said to them, yeah, we pay taxes, man. So we pay taxes. And then as they're going to the house, Christ stopped Peter and said, yo, Peter, what do you think about this, man? And this is the same thing we think every day in the UPK, man. We know that we shouldn't pay tax. We know this oppression shouldn't be over us, man. But nevertheless, we pay taxes, man. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So Peter's walking down, and Christ stopped him like, yo, what do you think about this? Read.
Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute?
There you go. When you go, the people that rule the earth, who do they get their taxes from? Who do they get their tribute from? We done?
Of their own children or of strangers?
Their own children or strangers? When one nation oppresses another people and forces them to pay taxes, do they do it to their own people or of strangers? When Britain colonized India and was taking all their money and all the tea and everything, they did it to strangers. When Britain colonized the Caribbean, they did it to strangers. That's how it works, man. You don't oppress your own people. You oppress another people and steal their riches and make them pay you. You make them pay taxes to you. And Christ saying, yo, what do you think about this, man? The kings of the earth, do they tax their own people or do they tax strangers? Letting Peter know that, listen, this ain't right, man. And that we do to black people all the time. We let them know that you might be doing this, but it's not right. You might be living under your oppressor, but it's not supposed to be this way. You let them know that, listen, because we're living like this, because we beg them for a job, because we beg them for housing, because we go for them for everything, don't mean that it's a norm or it's supposed to be like this, because it's not, man. Even though we do it. And Christ had to tell Peter to let him know, listen, we're living like this for now, but it shouldn't be like this, man. Read. Of strangers, like it. Peter saith unto him, of strangers. And Peter goes, of strangers, of course. When people, rob a country or colonize a country, they do it to strangers and they force them to pay tribute. Read. Jesus saith unto him, then are the children free. Christ, are we free? We're paying tribute. We ain't free. We're slaves, man. Christ had to let him know, man. Because you can grow up in England and thinking it's normal. You can grow up in England and think, well, pay tax, and, the oppressor's over me, and I go to him for education and a driving license. We do. We go to the oppressor for a driving license, for education, everything, but are we free? No, man. And that should make brothers go, okay. The brothers think it's normal. We grew up this way. We grew up under white people, man. We grew up learning from them, grew up learning their language, grew up learning their philosophies, and we think it's normal. It's just normal that your landlord's a white man. It's normal that you pay mortgage to a white man, man. But is it right? Is it normal? Are you free? Do you not want to be free? Do you want to be a slave forever? And that will make a brother go, okay, I see what you're saying, man. Because Peter thought it was normal. It's not normal, man. Read.
Notwithstanding,
Read that again.
notwithstanding,
I said, nevertheless, after all that breakdown, and we ain't free. We shouldn't pay tax to these man. So, nevertheless, we done.
God, lest we should offend them, go thou to the sea and cast an hook, and take up the fish that first cometh up.
So Christ did a miracle. He said, Peter, go down to the water, go get a fish, pull him out the water. Read. Got it? The door.
Come on. And when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money. That take and give unto them for me and thee.
Oh, I'll give it to you. Okay, Shalom. So we do have a pass it over to Priest and Prophet, captain of 13,000. Captain, shut me up. Wrap it up.
Good.
Call.
You have some shop with thumb, you have some outside, but some outside. Hey, what's going on, Rob? So what we dealing with? We have questions?
Come on. Rob was breaking down
This mine here?
come.
So water to her.
Breaking down the Christ paid taxes in Matthew.
All right. Wherever we are, let's pick it up.
Come on, sir. Book of Matthew, chapter 17, and verse 27. Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them, go thou to the sea and cast an hook, and take up the fish that first cometh up.
Okay.
And when there was
go ahead, Ab.
Come on. And when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money.
Mm-hmm.
That take and give unto them for me and thee.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of the chapter, sir.
All right. So which part you didn't understand in this one?
No, you understood. So he was talking about the Bible goes, submit yourself to the ordinance of man. So
Okay.
now Christ pays taxes as well.
Okay. There's something in this story everybody does miss. Where's not story, but in this account. Where he at again? Matthew what?
17 and 24.
Say again. Speak up a little bit, please.
Book of chapter 17, and I was at verse 27.
17 and what?
27.
Okay.
That's the last verse.
Okay. And where you started?
I started at verse 24.
All right. Start at 24. Okay. Karate, Cap, you break all this down already?
Come on, sir.
Okay. Verse 20. Hold on. Verse 26.
Come on.
You got that one down?
17:26. Yeah, Peter's like, Christ saying that we're not free to pay taxes, but nevertheless, pay anyway.
So what was Christ saying there, if anybody understand? What was he saying in 26? Read it one more time for me, all right?
Come
20,
on.
Start at 25. Start at 25 and 26. That's the key in this one here. The key in this one is not really the paying of the taxes. Paying of the taxes is supposed to be normal. Really, avoiding taxes is criminal. You get the point? Is that you're a criminal? Pay out them taxes. You work for someone, you pay the taxes. What you trying to hold on to? You know what I mean? What you trying to hold on to? Pay the taxes. Because what you would find is people who have an issue paying taxes also don't want to pay no tithes.
That's right.
And I'll become a physical enemy to you. All right? I'll become an absolute enemy to you if I could hear that, you ain't paying no tithes to something that I love so dear that I give my whole life to, get kids, wives, all kind of shit, and you wouldn't part with what's the average? Was the average salary in Birmingham? 500 a week?
Yeah,
£50. £50. You want to hold on to? I'll go to council for that one. Yeah, we going. That's it. I'll take the charge. Ain't no sweat. But £50, you ain't even fighting for 500 or 5,000 something. You fighting over £50, nigga. We ought to see each other. So the key here is something else, right? So read from 25.
Kind of what can't, sir. Book of Matthew, chapter 17, and verse 25. He saith, yes. And when he was come into the house, Jesus prevented him, saying, what thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute?
So he asking Peter, so what do you think? What do you think about this? Who does the kings of the earth take custom and tribute from? Right? He's asking him. Go ahead.
Khan. Of their own children or of strangers?
Come
on, verse 26. Peter saith unto him, of strangers. Jesus saith unto him, then are the children free?
That's not he's not asking a question there. He's making a statement. Read that last part again, all right?
Come on, sir. Then saith Jesus unto him, then are the children free.
All right, so what is he saying at that point? On that point, anybody?
Oh, so like if I could.
Is
he saying that the children of the nation that's like in charge, they're free?
Okay, so then.
So the strangers, so the strangers are not free, sir.
Afterwards, you can make mine to go, please. You on the pot again this week? Who made that chicken? What it was last week? Hold on, it's beef stroganoff. Who made that chicken stroganoff? You? Get out of hand, boy. That chicken stroganoff was, it was walking and talking. Hey, good job, sis. Most High Christ. Yeah, say that again, Robin, please.
Come on, sis. So I was saying that he's saying that the children are free. So the children of the people that are ruling, they're free. But the strangers, those that are in subjugation, those are not free.
Those that are paying.
So like you said, say again.
Those that are paying
tribute
or taxes.
Come on.
Right? They are what?
They are they're not free.
Say it plain.
They're slaves.
They're in slavery.
You
understand? They're in slavery, just like today, we in slavery. But you have so-called oppressors, you have people amongst our people who will say, you're not in slavery. You have a job, you have a car, you have a what? But you're paying tribute though. Right. Christ was teaching them right back here that they were in slavery under the Roman Empire. They were in slavery. Christ taught that the white man was the devil, and he taught that they were in slavery. Right? It's a part a lot of people miss because of Christianity. Right. But just keep in mind, what we teach in the UPK is absolutely biblical. It's 100% biblical and nothing less. All right?
That's right. It's like I say, if I could. On the just on this point, do you know how basically on the point of taxes, an oppressor or a devil would say, oh, but they have to pay taxes too. To the point of that, is it that, well, they're contributing to their society, but we're paying custom, we're contributing to their society. It doesn't benefit us.
Exactly. It's exactly that they're contributing to their society, right? That's why you'll hear devils always talk about wasting taxpayers' dollars and this one living for free on taxpayers' dollars, and the NHS right now swamped because of the Pakis, the Afghans, the people from Hong Kong, and the Ukrainians. And they're talking about all the taxpayers' dollars, yet still they're only deporting one people. You understand?
Right.
So they, of course, it would be the same thing for them. Or you could even go the route of, the oppressor is such the devil, he oppresses his own. You get the point? You can go the route to that. Either one is fine. Either one is fine and correct. It's totally up to you. You know what I mean? Shalom says you have some answer question me on side. All right, any more questions?
So like I say, if I could.
Yeah, go ahead.
In 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 14, I just want to know the end, what the end of this verse means.
All right, let's get it then.
Come on. So in 13, it's talking about submitting yourself to the king or a supreme. Verse 14, or unto governors as unto them that are sent.
So what?
It's like I said, say again.
Say where you at one more time.
Come on. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 14.
Okay, no sweat. You brothers good? You need a drink or anything? Y'all get water?
Yeah, we have.
All right, most are present. Y'all are strong in here? No sweat. Could offer the brother strong if they want, all right? Go ahead, Art.
Come on, sir. 1 Peter 2 and verse 14. Or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them.
Skip up to 13.
Come on, sir. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 13. Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers.
Okay.
And for the praise of them that do well.
Okay.
It's like, if I could say, what on the part where it says, and for the praise of them that do well. If you could break that down for me, sir. I'm not quite understanding.
All right, read it again from the top.
Can't. Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well.
All right. Still not getting him?
I'm
all right, break down the first part of that. Break down.
Sir.
Break down for the punishment or unto governors. So it's talking about submitting yourself to them who have rulership, to authority, basically.
Right.
It's just yielding to authority, which is a spirit that is very is becoming more and more foreign to this world. This world is teaching more rebellion and witchcraft than yielding to authority. It makes rebellion seem holy. You get the point? It makes rebellion seem like something holy. If you look at every movie the white man makes, the hero is always some rebel who he don't listen to no authority. He's a troublemaker. He's the one who is the hero. You get the point? When it's just rebellion, right? So here Peter is saying, you want to submit to the authorities that's there. And just for context, it's not talking about submit in a way that makes you a sellout and a coon. It's talking about being lawful. They say, MOT your car every year. Go MOT your car. So get insurance. Get some insurance. Do most things do all things that are just lawful.
Right.
Why? Because it doesn't give them power over you. You understand? Simple things that you could do. Yes, it might take $30 more from you. Yes, it might, it might inconvenience you a little bit. But what you want? You want to get pulled over now and get a big ticket? You want them now have a reason to violate you, and now you have a certain amount of personal pride where you can't take the violation. So now a simple stop turned into a big old case where you're fighting them and all type of shit. All because, well, why they pull you over in the first place? I didn't have no insurance, man. But that's besides the point. Right. No, that's the point. That is the point. That's the root. That's where it started. If they had no reason to stop you, this wouldn't have happened. Or if something did happen and then they had no reason to stop you, now you have power over them. Right. But you can't give up. How to say there's a slang now. You give away your 3 points easy. You all ever heard that? You give away your 3 points easy. A lot of the brothers say it in them dancehall songs, talking about football matches. You win, you get 3 points. Now imagine you give up 3 points easy, like you lay in an easy goal, something you didn't have to let in. You give up your 3 points. So it's really putting you in a spirit of it's not taking nothing from you to just obey the current law. That's it. It's not talking about stooping down and kissing the white man's behind and being a coon and stepping fetching. It's just, I'm in your land, devil. I'll obey your laws. Don't violate me. No, that gives you power. But in our communities, what happens is, because we've been violated so much, we develop an absolute aversion to the oppressor, an absolute hatred. We start to abhor him in every way possible, right? Which is in our community, especially the tribe of Benjamin, that's what gave root to the whole Rastafarian thing. it was a religion of rebellion. You get the point? It's really Christianity, just the black version. They still have the Trinity. They still have, somebody who they think is Christ in the earth again. It's the same thing, but it was rooted in rebellion because of how much the oppressor violated us. And because of that, naturally, I ain't listening to you for nothing. You tell me drive with a seatbelt, why? It now is like every little thing for us culturally has become our own personal protest. To the point where you in your car, I ain't driving no seatbelt. What driving with that for? You get the point? No, when you break it down, it seems silly, but it's a very real thing and it's valid. I'm not saying it's not valid, but now when you come into the truth, brother, and you serve the Lord, the standard you have to keep is higher. When you're in the world, you could do that. I understand it. I'm not going to knock you and say you're stupid or you're illiterate for doing it. Why? I understand my people. The white man, the coons will say, you reckless and why he didn't just do this or why he didn't just do that. What he had to do that for? You know how long they're begging the Palestinians to stop marching? Did they stop marching? But nobody was saying shit though. Leave me and my no seatbelt alone. Leave me alone. I understand that. But when you come in here, brother, your standard is higher. You represent somebody now. You now are the example of Christ in the earth. Right? If you ever wondered why people do not respect Christ or the whole idea of Christ, it's because of Christians. Correct. Christians destroy the reputation of Christ to the point where people say he didn't even exist. Christians are the reason why. Now when you in here and you in the truth, you got to walk, talk, act, everything in a way that gives your king glory. So now, after a while, people will start saying, nah, them I.S.U.P.K men, they don't do nothing like that. The Bible says when you obey the Lord, he'll make even your enemies agree with you. You'll have the oppressor, the police, everybody looking at you different, looking at you a different way because of how you carry yourself. So now the small things, you want to do it. You want to do the small things as long as you know. And these are little rules, little small things they ask you to do. That's law. Just do it. It's not a big deal. Do it. You don't have a license, don't drive until they get a license. That's right. You get the point? In our community, what we do? They had to catch me. They had to catch me. Every time you drive without the license, it's like a win for you. So by the time they catch you, you done stack up 500 wins. You could lose this one. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. What you want to do is each day make steps towards getting your license back. Everything you lost in the past, you could get it right back. Every single thing. You get the point? So that's the spirit behind this, Rabban. You understand?
Carnival and count, sir.
All right. So now where we at again? What verse?
It's just the last part of the verse.
What verse?
It's like verse 14. First Timothy, First Peter.
Okay.
14.
So now give me that first part. Give me again from the beginning of that verse all the way up to evildoers.
Carnival and count, sir. Or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers.
So why are them what are they sent by him there to do?
To punish those that break the law.
To punish evildoers.
Right.
The kings, the governors, the people in authority, they're here to be the belt. You get the point? They're the belt, they're the switch, they're the extension cord. What else is appearances be there? The slippers, the pot spoon, you know what I mean? Whatever ain't nailed down, you're getting hit with it. That's what they are. They're there to punish the evildoers. Go ahead.
And for the praise of them that do well.
And they are also there for what?
Those that keep the law, sir. Salakia.
That's right, Hakim. They are there for those that keep the law. You understand, Rabban?
So is he saying the oppressor is sent by the Most High to punish evildoers? He's like the belt, right?
Right. Or don't think the oppressor. Just think whoever is in authority. Because when you say the oppressor, it's gonna in some cases the one in authority is an Israelite.
Right.
So now you might say, well, he's a brother or she's a sister. They ain't supposed to do this to me when they're doing the job of the oppressor on you. You get the point? So now just think those in authority. That's all. Just think those who have the authority on behalf of whoever is ruling the area. All right?
Go ahead. And for the praise of them that do well. So if I could, he's saying, you know, when you keep the laws of the land, you submit to the authority for the sake of the Most High. So they don't have any power.
Good night. Yo, trying to get me with this ENJ to water. I appreciate it. Get ENJ a hand. ENJ is good and strong. To water. I appreciate that, sis. Go ahead, Robin.
Come on, sir. So is it basically saying that the people in authority, when you keep the law of the land, you keep, you know, the rules they set, even these little rules as you mentioned, sir, they have no evil thing to say of you. So it's like these people like the I.S.U.P.K, they have a higher standard.
Not just that they have no evil thing to say about you, but they're going to praise you.
Sir.
You understand? They're going to praise you. You understand? You was there, Rabban, when we had that battling in the bull ring with them Palestinians.
Right.
What did the public say when the police showed up? You might know. Karafi, you want to tell them? When the cops came and said, well, the guys on the podium, we might have to stop them. And I think there was somebody in the crowd heard the cop and shouted out and said, nah, they did nothing wrong. They was doing nothing wrong. They was out there teaching out the Bible. Is that little bitch in the white and this, that, and started to point them out. And then more people came and started giving praise to us. Even on the videos after, people was like, you're all so disciplined. I would have unalived this one and this, that. That's the praise you get, brother, because you keep the integrity of Christ. You get the point?
Right.
We had every reason to put everybody on the ground in that day. Every reason to just lay everybody out. Right. But now, what glory would that do for Yahushua? What glory would that do for Yahushua? Knowing the power of the media, knowing how they are. What's more glorious? Look at them. They could have did this. They could have did that. Look how disciplined they was. And then they went back and still kept speaking. Now, the authorities there are for the glory of them that do well. You understand?
So
that's why we obey the rules and the laws. And in here, when Commander John YAHANNA says, don't try these things at home. These men are trained. That's not an idle boast. He ain't saying that for style. These brothers go through hours of training. There's brothers who have departments just to keep up with the current laws because they change all the time to make sure we ain't just caught out. We not giving up 3 points easy, to put it mildly. You get the point? Right. You're not taking our 3 points so easy. Men and women that come in here are very valuable, and we're vigilant over them. We'll be what? Give me exactly what this is. There's another precept for this that encompasses the whole spirit of it.
Is it
anybody too? Go ahead, Up.
Is it where it says we'll be a light unto the Gentiles?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, sir. If a man waits peace the Lord, even enemies will be at peace with him.
That's good too, but there's another one.
Is it agreed with the adversary?
No, not that one. Because the adversary, he's wrong. Because he's an adversary. You get the point? This one here is talking about agreeing with the authority. This is the law. You got to do that. The adversary is that couple who want to violate you, or that person who is an authority who wants to violate you. They're your adversary because you're doing everything right, and they're still coming at you. You get the point? 1 second, let me get done with that.
Is it one in Romans that says be subject to the higher powers?
That's the same thing, but there's another one that gives the spirit behind it. Go ahead, Hakayan.
Cancer. Is it the one where it says they won't be able to evil speak of you because of your good works, or something like that?
It's saying the same thing. The spirit of it is something different.
Is it the one that says be sober, be vigilant?
That's onto it. I'm gonna give you all it for time's sake if nobody else. You'll make sure pass if the brothers want to, all right, you get them a cup. Brother, you want, it's lawful to drink in here. I just don't want you all to know that. Just don't act the fool and get drunk. You'll get dropped on your head. Yeah, I mean. Give me Matthew 10 and 16. Go ahead.
Matthew 10:16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
Say it one more time.
Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
This is our King Yahushua, and he's saying, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. You are not a wolf. As a people, we are incapable of being a predator. We're not. We're horrible criminals. We're horrible drug dealers. We're horrible everything. We get caught up. We fully get caught. They catch Boris breaking COVID with a ton of wine in the basement. He went to jail ever? No. Nothing. They could find 1 million pounds or tons of cocaine coming in on some airline from Ukraine. Nobody will go to jail. They'll just seize the drugs. You get the point? We're not capable of being the predator. We're sheep. We're the Lord's sheep. And he's saying, I'm sending you out as sheep amongst wolves. And when I say we're sheep and we're incapable, I'm not talking about we're a punk nation or we can't fight. We could definitely do it. But we're a very reactive people. We react. A predator is somebody who you don't have to poke the predator. You don't have to do anything. You just have to exist. And the predator is going to come to try to devour you. You get the point? It's a totally different thing. There's some people who wake up every day. How could I ruin these Negroes? How could I take advantage of them? How could I get them to, raise the rent and make them poor and do this so that they do that so I could kill them? There's people like that, and it's called the oppressors. It's called the other nations. So Christ is saying, listen, behold, I send you out, talking to his disciples. He's sending them out to teach. I send you out as sheep amongst wolves. What do wolves naturally do?
Hunt, sir.
They hunt. They hunt and kill and devour.
Right.
This place we live in called England or America or Brazil or wherever the hell you're at, they say it's civilized, and it's very uncivilized. It's a very uncivilized nation and people. And the minute you walk out that door, brother, there's something trying to get you. You get it, boy? It mightn't be as evident as in England as it is in America. In England, I think it's a law that the police car has to be painted a certain color. In the States, the car looks like your car. And you only know they're there when they flash the lights. You get the point? The car look like the car you drive. And it's tinted so you can't see who's driving it. And you only realize it's him when he turned them lights. They put lights in the grill, behind the grill. You can't even see the shit out. You got to be looking. You got to be constantly, really vigilantly looking to be like, oh, yeah, that's them boys. But if you ain't looking, you're going to think that's just a truck next to you. And that's them. Because they want to catch you. They're not interested in stopping crime. They're not interested in, law and order. They're interested in predatorizing because there's profit from catching you doing something. So really, they want you to speed. They want you to break the law. They want you to do everything so they can catch you. You get the point? Go ahead, Akayan.
Salakia, sir, just to add to your point, if I may, it's Isaiah 56:9, and it says, all ye beasts of the field come to devour, all ye beasts in the forest. His watch, Salakia.
Go ahead.
His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, lie down, loving to slumber.
That's it. That's our leaders. Our leaders are, they're dumb dogs. They don't bark. A dog that's dumb is a dog that just eats your food, take a dump everywhere and lick the hand of every stranger that comes into your house. Negro, if I'm feeding you, you better bite anybody that's not me that comes through the door. That's a good dog. But our leaders are dumb dogs. Anybody come and lick their hand and start to lick and wind the tail. That's how the Ukrainians get in. That's how the Pakistanis get in. That's how they build a whole complex up there north of Manchester for the people from Hong Kong. You get the point? And they build nothing for us because our leaders are dumb dogs. The nations are predators. You get the point? So Christ is saying, behold, I send you out as sheep amongst wolves. Sheep stay to themselves. They're just trying to eat some grass and stay healthy. He's saying, I'm sending you out like that. So that's the nature of things. We are so trusting and loving, they will try to destroy us at every turn. Keep reading.
Come, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents.
Be ye what?
Therefore wise as serpents.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents. Go ahead.
And harmless as doves.
What does that mean?
Salakia. That means like when you look at a snake, right? A snake will look at everything around it. You know what I mean? It's always vigilant and watchful. But it's not like and then when the Bible says to be harmless as a dove, it means obviously you don't need to kind of commit kind of violence or anything like that. But if it come to you, you deal with it. That kind of thing.
Basically. Let me just crystallize it for you. You're absolutely right. Be therefore what?
Okay. Be therefore wise as a serpent.
Wise as a serpent. A serpent is watching everything. If you look how a snake moves, a snake is up there watching or in the corner watching, right? Snakes are not naturally aggressive like a dog. Like a snake ain't gonna see you and attack you. That shit is from the movies. A snake will see you, and by the time you turn to call somebody, that nigga gone. If anybody ever encountered snakes that's like in a house or in a yard, I have before, and you see that thing, and by the time you run to call somebody, that nigga ain't there no more. He gone. He's going to attack when he's cornered, where there ain't nowhere else for him to go. You see, at that point, he gonna do it. He ain't got no legs. Imagine you ain't got no legs. What the hell you gonna do? That's when he's gonna attack. Meaning what? Not to be a coward, but you watching. You seeing, okay, over here they might give me some problems. Let me keep my situation here. You be wise as a serpent. You're watching everything. You're gauging everything. You're not trying to engage everybody. But harmless as a dove, like how a dove is. A dove ain't doing nothing. Down here eating just bread. They don't kill nothing. You get the point? And that's how we have to be. But of course, like the officer said, if something comes, brother, you best teach him what the Lord's Spirit is like.
That's right.
That's right.
Good
That's right.
education in the Lord's Spirit, brother, and show him how loving and kind the Lord really is.
Right.
You know what I mean? With lots of laying hands and hugs and, help him understand or her. It might happen. I ain't saying you got to do it. But if the thing comes to that, but no, even with that, you have to make sure you understand the law before you even defend yourself, because there's law for self-defense. What you think is self-defense, in a court of law, your barrister gonna tell you that ain't self-defense. You see that minute when he turned to run away, you should have stopped. Get the point? Once his back is turned, but he was leaving the house with the TV, you crack him in the back of the head. So when the lawyer's gonna say, but when he took the TV and ran out, how did that threaten your life? And you're gonna be That's true. And you just go to jail and build a camp in jail. That's all. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? There's a purpose for you everywhere. If you end up dying, you're gonna teach from the grave somehow.
That's right.
But that's the spirit of it. You really want to be wise. That's the spirit what they say in there in Peter Rabban. You understand?
Common concept.
It's giving you a spirit of wisdom. And wisdom will tell you, I better yield to authority. And there's no shame in yielding to authority. It doesn't make you less of a person. It's just wisdom. It's not a lesser or more. It's just wise. It's more beneficial. That's all. You get the point?
Salakia, sir, may I say this as well, if I could?
Go ahead.
Is it also producing discipline as well?
Well, yeah, it takes discipline to yield to anything, because really you don't want to. You understand?
Answer.
If we wanted to, this wouldn't be in the Bible. There's a reason Paul wrote this to Peter. There's a reason he had to tell him, listen, yield to authority. Why? He didn't want to do anything. Oh, listen, when they came for Christ, remember, Peter cut the ear off the damn soldier. To the point where Christ said what? Said something else. Who knows?
Put back his sword.
Who knows? See if anybody else. Go ahead, Dumbo.
It says something along the lines of don't try to stop the will of God. Or it get thee behind me, Satan?
Yeah. He turned to Peter and said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." Called Peter Satan. You get the point? Because Christ had a job to do. What was Christ's job?
So like you said, yeah, died.
Go ahead, Hakian.
Yeah, it's like I was gonna say died. Yeah.
He had to go die, and he knew he had to go die. No, like any man, Christ was a man just like us. Like any man. And he didn't just have to go die by getting a bullet in the head or getting his throat slit out. He was going to submit himself to be first beaten and tortured and then embarrassed in the street and then nailed on a cross. You also go do some research on the crucifixion arc as a execution method. At the time, it was the most brutal form of execution in the world. It was very, very brutal. The crucifixion was painful. And he had to willingly let himself go do that. So now, when Peter do this, what is the carnality in Christ's knee-jerk reaction to do? When Peter stands and defends it, out of love, of course, what is the natural thing in your house? What is the natural thing that came to him to do?
To resist and then take him to resist authority and say, damn, let's all get
exactly, because it's not like Christ was no punk and his disciples was no punk. They could have just made mincemeat of them, all them soldiers easily. So, but Christ had to fight that even in him. That's why he said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." And that's how Satan operates. Satan is going to use things that are so reasonable and plausible, and by all accounts and all presentations, it looks right, but it's wrong. And Christ knew it. Christ knew it. You understand? So it takes discipline to yield to something, because this is not what you really want to do. It takes that discipline. And Paul's telling Peter this here, just, do the right thing. Just don't get yourself jammed up over something small. Save all the court, the lawyer money and the court appearance and getting locked up for something right. What would be a reason to get locked up and have to spend money on the courts and etc.? What would be a reason?
So like you said, could you say that again, please, if I could? I'm
saying, what would be a good reason that you would now have to go through all of that with the lawyers and the courts and the police, etc.? Go ahead, if 1 second, okay.
Defending yourself, defending the camp.
Defending yourself is good. I'll say that. Defending the camp to a point.
Defending the truth.
You want it now. You want it now. Go ahead, Hakayan.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, sir. Defending the truth.
You want to give me 1 Peter 4. All right.
First Peter 4 verse.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Can't see.
Start at 15.
Can't. 1 Peter 4:15. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matter.
Go ahead.
Khan. Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify God on this behalf.
So it's clear. He's saying, if you had to go through this trouble, better you go through it standing for the Lord. It's better you go through it standing for the Lord than you go through it because you found some loophole in some constitution about you don't have to pay this tax or that tax, or you could do this and that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's better to just stand for the Lord. You get the point? Right. Stand for the Lord. And if you had to go through some trouble, let that be the trouble you're going through it for.
Right.
All right. You understand, Robin?
Come on.
Right. Go ahead. Make sure you get questions that's online too, all right? If there's any.
I'll get them first. I'll bring up Christian walk, yeah. Or it could be quote scripture.
Either one, it doesn't matter. If you want to use yours first or either one.
Okay, my first. We have written on Matthew 26 and 52.
All right.
I never written on this. 22. Matthew 26 and 52. There is. Then Jesus said unto him, put up again thy sword into its place. For all that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
26 and what was
52.
Okay.
Going on, you hear Christians say that a lot. But what's the real context? Why did Christ say not the belief, but why did they say at this moment?
Okay, you had to skip me up to what this is.
I believe it's when they tried to take the house, right? And then Peter back to sword and them.
Okay, this is another account of it.
Oh, God.
All right, give me up to 50.
Come on, verse 50. And Jesus said unto him, friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua and took him.
Right, this is of course Judas. Judas had to sell Christ out because they didn't know what Christ looked like. That's why you would read how Judas told the Romans, the one who I kiss. Of course, kiss in the Bible is not a smooch. It's the salute. Kiss means to come very close to. Like in the airport, kiss and ride or kiss and go. It doesn't mean you get out of the car and kiss the damn concrete. It means you could pull up close and then leave. Our salute is a kiss. It's the pound and you hug the brother on one side, you hug the brother on the other side. The same thing with the sisters. That in the Bible is called a kiss. The white man reads this and he's so literal. He thinks it actually means kiss. That's why you see all the mafia movies, because the mafia is Catholic. They cry, hey, papito, mwah, mwah, and they kiss each other. The shit is gay. You get the point? I'm telling you straight up, that's gay.
That's right.
Kiss in the Bible is a salute. All right. I would say nowhere else in the UPK, nowhere else but the UPK, you would hear that. All right. So
that's right.
The salute Judas did let the Romans knew who Christ was, because they did not know. They didn't have no TikTok and Instagram in them days. He could be any nigga. Just like today, the cops, they can't tell one black man from the next. They didn't know. And the Bible also said Christ was unassuming and very little to look upon. That's in the book of Isaiah. They said he was of no comeliness and no stature. He was a small dude. He didn't have nothing that stood him out, and of no comeliness, meaning he wasn't somebody who would stand out in Israel as how carnal we are. We are carnal people. We like to glorify the physicality in people a lot. Christ didn't have none of that. He was very ordinary, so much so you wouldn't even know who the hell he was. Judas had to come point him out. And that's why he said, friend, what you doing here? Now, of course, Christ is being sarcastic. Christ already knew Judas was the sellout. He did that when they had the Last Supper. When they had the Last Supper, he said, one of you going to betray me. And Christ knew it because he knew how to do the role. After he watching them enough so that up to a point, you down here know what this dude going to do next. He said, friend, why are you here? And then that's when the Romans took him. All right, go ahead.
Oh, God. Verse 51. And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear.
Go ahead.
And then Jesus said unto him, put up again thy sword into his place. For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
Okay, so now all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Now, reading it like that, okay, let's start with this way. What would the Christians say this mean?
Like going up, let's say, don't protect yourself or don't have a knife because you live by the sword.
You're going to die by the sword.
That's what
so now, he said, for all those that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Now, later on, he also told them, I'm not going to be here longer. If he who has a cloak and a coat, sell your coat and buy a sword. He did tell them that. So now what? Is Christ contradicting himself? No. The context of it. Peter taking the sword up there would have been unlawful. Not
That's
just
right.
against the will of the Lord. Why? What's the purpose of you taking on the sword here?
Salakia, sir, in this part here where it's saying, then Jesus said unto him, Salakia, sir, put up again thy sword into its place for all that. So basically he's saying if you use violence unlawfully, or you use basically violence, the sword, which is a weapon, gun, unlawfully, or whatever state you're in, like in England, you know, you can use your hands, but in America, you know, people can use a gun for self-defense. If you use it unlawfully, you're committing sin. And if you go around using that for matters that you don't need to use it for, you will perish with the sword.
That's basically it. It's damn near continuing from the question Rabban asked, where Peter pulled the sword emotionally because it was taking right-hand man. Like, remember, Peter was Christ's right-hand man. So imagine what Peter would have looked at Christ like. Like, remember, Christ came and gave them brothers purpose. Them brothers was fishermen. It wasn't, you know, big in society, you know. These brothers was regular men. Some of them were so young, they still roll with their mother. You get the point? So imagine what Christ meant for those men. And he breaking down the mysteries of the Bible that the Sadducees and Pharisees don't even know. You rolling with this man, you see this nigga walk on water, you see him raise people from the dead. He don't teach you certain things. He show you how to battle and cut people. He give you self-esteem. Now some filthy Roman coming to take him. Emotional. You understand? And I want everybody to understand. I'm not saying Peter's wrong. His action is wrong, but you have to understand where he's at here. Like, this is a real life thing. You know what it is? You remember when you was at camp? The bitch pull over the side. Everybody ran and leave me at the podium. I was like, where the fuck y'all going? But y'all was like, nah, ain't nobody violating us. And y'all all felt that way about each other. It wasn't just one man. Everybody just moved together. It's that. It's a point of you not violating us. You're not doing it. And to even get to that point, you have to live a certain way where you ain't violating nobody. So now when somebody violates you, it's like a wave. It's like, nigga, I don't do nothing to nobody. Why are you doing this to me? You get the point? It's righteous indignation. If you ever heard that term, it's a righteous anger, and it's good to have. But you can't have it if you try to cheat them on the tax sheet. Because when they show up, you're going to be like, I better not say too much. They probably know about the tax sheet.
Right.
What's your name? Joe? ID? I got no ID. You get the point? Go ahead, Dungoba.
It's like I said, so you see this precept right here. This can be used for like slave rebellions, for example. Those brothers that rebelled against.
No.
With weapons could be.
No. Meaning like to say they was wrong for fighting with the weapons? No. I wouldn't use this for it because this would mean to say that they just have to sit there and take. You know, you have to pick cotton while the slave master violates your wife in the barn. If Christians would use this to say, well, you can't take the sword, so you just had to let her get violated and let all the overseers go in and take turns. No, that's not what this is saying. It's definitely not what this is saying. There's another one in Baruch about the slavery, right? Maybe I could get that for you for now. Give me Baruch in the Apocrypha. The brothers have Apocryphas. We should have some extra ones in the school, right? Let's get them and take for the class so they could follow. Give me Baruch. Where am I? Give me Baruch 4 and 6.
Baruch 4 verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath. Ye were delivered unto your enemies. Verse 7. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils. and not to God.
Yes, that's what you would use for your slave revolts. Because at one time, of course, with the violence of the oppressor, it's one thing to take Israel into captivity. And we've been in captivity before. We've been in every empire's captivity. Egypt, Babylon, the Syrians, the Greeks, the Romans, and today America. We've been in every captivity. This is the only captivity that we would not allow to keep our identity and our culture and our language. Every other captivity, we knew who we were. We had our language, which is why the Passover, remember, they went and asked Pharaoh for 3 days off to keep a feast day. We wasn't even asking to get out of captivity. We was asking to keep our culture. Just like who? Like the Pakis keep their culture in England, like the Ukrainians, like the Afghans keep Ramadan. I think Ramadan starts in the end of this month, right? It starts already? Good. Tomorrow you'll carry me and some Muslims, so I'm gonna get order the biggest thing in front of them Arabs and sit on it. Bring a fan and blow these vapors from the food into their face so they could smell that food. That's what I need. Yeah. You get the point? So they started to get frustrated with the slavery. And that could happen. And now because we don't know who we are, we don't understand why this thing is happening. And now we take it amongst ourselves to start revolting. You get the point? We start revolting, we start doing this. And the slave revolts ain't new. Remember, the 9.5 tribes revolted in the Assyrian captivity. They said, let us take ourselves and go to a different land where no man know, and we'll serve God there, because they were tired of serving slavery with the Assyrians. And they came to America and made wooden totem poles and worshiped the turtle and the eagle and the wind, and still didn't do it. Go ahead.
So would you say the brothers was wrong to like the Mark Duggan riots, or as in how they handle it? Would you say, like, what would have been a better way to handle it instead of, because black people, they loot, they burn down buildings, they...
Okay. From context, for the purpose of context, in that situation, with nothing being different, there's nothing else to do. What else can you do? The only other thing they can do is find Command and General YAHANNA. That's about it. Now, that's easier said than done. Because again, coming back to the same thing that Robin asked and you asked earlier, you're going to have to yield to an authority. And a lot of people don't want to yield that. Right. A lot of people don't want to yield. You understand? So now the Lord has to break you. That's it. It's difficult to understand, to accept. You understand? It's difficult for most people to understand, and it's equally difficult to even accept it. But it has to happen. So all the riots and the burning down, they're not wrong for that. They ain't wrong for that. How America get America? Rioting and burning shit down. The Jewish man rioting right now. He rioting in Gaza and burning that shit down. The East Indians and the Pakistanis, they riot all the time. North Korea and South Korea. Why is it when we riot is such a big, a big issue, is a big problem? Everybody could understand the Palestinians now, right? Sadiq Khan was on TV the other night talking about it. What's the Prime Minister name? Rishi Sunak. He up there talking about Islamophobia, and you have to understand these people emotionally this anymore. Where was all that understanding for us?
That's right.
They didn't understand shit with us.
That's right.
They were just like, it's taking it too far. That have nothing to do with us. George Floyd's in America. Well, this shit ain't got shit to do with us. Gaza is far from here. But they can understand it because it's not us. So I would never say the slave revolts was wrong or the riots was wrong. You're talking about the people who are oppressed and have nothing to do. There's a famous quote about the oppressed. How about protest is the voice of the voiceless or something like that, where people who are oppressed, they don't have an outlet to display power. Everybody else has an outlet that displays power. Everybody. The Palestinians could say, nobody buy from McDonald's or Starbucks, and they'll really take a hit. We don't have that. We don't have that. Could you say all black people stop buying Starbucks? The brother who go in the mosque tomorrow, he'll say, well, my brother, come on, fam. They're not all like that. You get the point? They're together, we are not. We don't have that power. So when you see them, those things happen, brother, you can't, that's, you know, that's what you get. It's a reaction. It's really what they get for how they dealt with us for so long. Go ahead,
What you're saying is right. So I heard that with the protests with the Palestinians, the Jewish man's feeling in his pocket. Their boycotts working.
Oh yeah.
They said the figures. These are the hundreds of millions of lost. All the Muslims, Worldwide Starbucks, Warner Brothers, whatever, you know, Coca-Cola.
Good. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad for both sides. I'm glad for the Palestinians who protesting. I'm glad the Jewish man who dropping them. Let me don't say that. Right? I'm don't say that. I ain't gonna go that far. Just know you're all in our line now. Whoever win, you next. Let's put it like that. You next, because you're in our line. But the point is, our people, we don't understand why we go through what we go through. And when you don't understand something, the only expression you have is violence. That's like second nature. Just, you know, an outburst. You ever see people have an outburst? People have an outburst after trying to be so calm about something and take it and not overreact. But then after a while, this shit just don't make no sense. And then you have an outburst. All right? This here is it. The Lord didn't put us into slavery for destruction. He put us into slavery for punishment. Now, if we could all understand that, our punishment would be much better. Our experience in the punishment would be better. Because now we know we sinned against our Father. Now we know I disappointed my Father. He take away this PlayStation, or he hide Jordan, or he stop me from playing football. It's for a time. I deserve it. I ain't gonna trip. You get the point? Like, that's the understanding we had to have. So yeah, definitely I wouldn't say none of them revolts was wrong or anything like that. In fact, a lot of them was right. That Haitian revolution was absolutely right. It was bound to fail because it didn't have the Lord, but they was right. Any revolt, any revolution, for the people living there at that time, how could you tell them no? How could you tell them don't do it? What's the alternative?
Right.
To tell somebody don't do this, you have to give them the alternative, or else you're not helping. You understand? So you get it with the sword, right? Then there's the other one where he said, "Buy the sword." Pull that one for me.
Come on.
Yep, that's it.
The book of Luke, chapter slack here.
Go ahead.
Come on. Book of Luke, chapter 22, and verse 36. Then said he unto them, but now he that hath a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one.
All right. So if pulling the sword was, you know, a problem, or like I always say, you shouldn't have one, the king said go buy one. So then, you know, maybe their understanding is what's at fault, not the scripture, which is what the Christians say. The Christians like to say the Bible contradicts itself. It doesn't. You just don't understand. That's right? Christ said go get a sword. If you could get one legally, go get one. If all you could get legally is a stick, you better go train with that sticker. If the only thing legally you could have is these hands, go practice with them hands. That's right. Go practice with them hands like you would practice with a sword. The point is, have the ability to defend yourself if necessary.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
That's the spirit of it. All right. Any more? No, we good. Don't let me forget the dreadlocks in them. You rastas are the gate this time. Go ahead.
So like you said, I've got a question in Mark chapter 9 and verse 44, but I'll start from 43. Say, Mark chapter 9 and verse 43.
Also, too, Slacky Rabban, that question last week from Zachariah, that was you, right? Radar. John Muhammad going to break it down tonight, all right? I asked him on Monday, but I think he was out of time. He's going to break it down tonight, all right? Mark 9 and what?
The question's in 44, but I'll start from 43.
All right, no sweat.
So verse 43.
Everybody have Bibles? You all have Bibles? No? You forget yours, huh? No sweat. Just, you know what I mean? So y'all could follow. Just show him where. So where you at, Mark? What?
Mark chapter 9, verse 43. I think I got an idea, but I'm not sure.
No sweat. I think Rodal, you need help with something for the brother. Let him use yours in the meantime, all right? Yeah, let him use yours. No, I think he have one. This brother. All right, now yeah, he have one here. Go ahead, preach.
Chapter 9, verse 43. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed than having 2 hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched, where their worm dieth not and the fire is not quenched.
Cool. All right. And which one you wanted?
Verse 44.
Okay. Give me the breakdown on 43.
So 43 says, if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. Meaning, this right here is something that's lawful. If it's causing you to offend, you cut it off. So if you're a man that can't handle your drink, you cut off drinking. Because it's causing you to offend when you keep on drinking.
And by offend means?
Offend means you
sin.
You end up breaking the law.
Yeah, you sinning. Something that's causing you to sin. Or for most men, the best way to explain it to a man, something that makes you weak. Right? Sin makes you weak. But sometimes, because men are so masculine, it's a little, you got to talk a different language when talking to men sometimes. That thing that makes you weak up, you're going to have to cut that shit off. You're going to have to cut it off. Because sometimes it's like, there may be something that it ain't a sin, but this shit is surely making you feminine. Somebody needs to tell Shannon Sharp that with those sassy ass. Big old 6 foot something sassy nigga. You need to cut that thing off. You get the point? All right. So now it's saying it's better to cut it off than to go into hell, into that fire which shall never be quenched, where the worm dieth not and the fire is not quenched. So you want to understand the worm and the fire. All right, bring me back to than having 2 hands to go to hell. What does that part mean?
Meaning if you keep whatever's caused you to offend, you're going to end up destroying yourself.
Describe the destroying yourself.
Meaning whatever's caused you to, if you keep doing whatever causes you to offend, the Lord's going to end up destroying you. Meaning, let's say, for example, you're a man that can't handle your drink, for example. You're going to keep on drinking and there's going to be no end to it. You're going to keep until you destroy yourself, kind of thing.
All right, I'll take that. I'll come to you, sis. Go ahead.
The hell could be you can't control your drink and you keep drinking, you end up in jail or, child support.
You're trying to talk about me with this drink shit. This is the 4th, 5th time talking about this goddamn drink shit. If you want to have something to say to me, nigga, say it to me, eh? Nah, I'm joking. All right.
Remember that instance, black women, you pick the wrong women, you could end up with AIDS or STD or something like that.
If you go about it in a way it's offensive, meaning what you're doing is you're sinning. You get the point?
If I may, sir.
1 second, sis. You finished with yours? Karate? Finish with
I'll finish this.
Sis?
I was gonna say it's how like mistake, like say you're a brother of like big stature.
Oh, everybody talking about the brothers. Your sisters don't sin? Y'all don't sin. You're perfect, eh? If you're a brother. I see what's going on here. This school is one-sided. You're biased to the drink and the brothers. Now go ahead. Say you're a person. All right? Is that in English vocabulary? A person? Say you're a person. Brother or sister, go ahead.
Say you got a good reputation, and obviously the more you sin and the more you keep doing what you're doing, you'll lose your good name. People look at you.
Okay, that's true. That's true. All what you're saying is true. How can let me hear you?
Can't so like for example, if you can't forgive your brother or your sister for the offenses that they may cause you, anytime that they offend you, all right, what you're gonna do is end up it's basically sinning. You're breaking the law. It doesn't have to really mean just drink. The left and the right hand could mean you're being unlawful.
Okay, all right, I'll take that. It's really something that's unlawful that you're doing. Christ is presenting it in a way with left hand or right hand because it's almost like you're using your hand to do something. You're using your hand to work. I'll give you examples. Most people, man, woman, old, young, short, tall, whatever tribe you're from, could understand. You getting high, right? You getting high. You like this whole night with your hands, right? Then you're like this. Then you're like this with your hands. Your hand is offending you.
Right.
Your hand is offending you, and the evidence is going to be on them black lips you're going to cultivate in about 2 years.
Right.
Your hands is offending you. You get the point?
Like you, so like you said.
Go ahead.
Is it like using the members of your body to whatever you yield the members of your body to is what you serve, which is kind of the sin. Yeah.
That's it. You have the precept?
I'll get it though.
Give me Romans 6 and 13. Somebody else. Still hold where we at in Mark. But give me Romans 6.
Romans 6 and 13. Neither yield your members as instruments to unrighteousness unto sin, but yield yourselves unto God as those that are alive from the dead, and your members as instruments of righteousness to God.
You understand? Don't yield your members. Don't give your body up to sin, to something that's going to make you weak. It's going to compromise your integrity. That's what he's saying. So that's when you talk about the hands, right? If your right hand offends, cut it off, because whatever you're doing, you're using your body to do it, right? So now he's saying cut it off. Is he speaking literally to cut it off? The heathens, though, they think it means cut it off. You understand? They would think it means go chop your hand off or chop whatever else off, and that'll be that. But it's talking about, he's saying it in the spirit, like you want to dead the members that you can't control. Make it become dead, that it doesn't respond to the physical urge you have to do whatever, right? The example everybody could understand. I'm gonna try to be PG. For the brothers, is that tool of procreation. For the sisters, is that box of receiving. Sometimes that could offend you. Sometimes you would not be able to control the reactions you get from it, and now you yield it to something that will make you weak. And now you doing something sinful with it, back and forth. And in today's society, what usually happens? What usually happens in that situation? No sweat.
Get AIDS.
Thank you, Hake. And goddamn, I thought I was teaching the Noah's Ark with animals. Nobody says shit. You're going to get something that is going to destroy you. You're gonna come down with something now, and you're gonna say, why, Lord? So it's better to cut it off. I'm not talking about physically, but in spirit. You want to cut off everything that would give you the urge or the desire or the drive to do whatever you're doing that's causing you to sin. You get the point? It could be you need to cut the TV off. You might have to go get one of them let's call them phones, the old Nokia or the flip phone. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? The old Nokia, the one that never died, where you can't go on the internet to link with nothing. You get the point? You can't. If you're a sister, you can't take one of them thirst trap pics showing the depths of the valley. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
At 3 a.m. talking about who up, pull up. You might need to get cut off from the internet because access to it, your members, is causing you to sin. You get the point? You might need to not hang with certain friends no more because these friends are the bridge to just you ending up in something you don't need to be in. You get the point? So whatever it is that's offending you, that causing you to sin, you want to cut it off. You want to not do it anymore. And you want to be manful about it and on purpose about it. You want to now realize, why is this always happening to me? I need to stop here. Because I can't go here. You understand? Bring it back to the drink. There's some people can have a drink and be normal.
Mm.
Some people have a drink and they get extra happy and cracking jokes on everybody. Then there's somebody who has a drink and just sits in here and be like, who the hell am I punching in the face? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't know it yet, but I'm going to start a fight with you tonight. And all of a sudden, from that moment on, is some kind of thing going, so you're looking for the opportunity now. You're looking for the reason that everybody could say, well, he deserved to get punched in the face. What everybody don't know is from the time you had that first Henny, while they're pouring the shit, you could smell it. Somebody getting effed up tonight. From that point, you already on. You get the point? Vice versa with the women. You get a little bit of alcohol and she looking, who are going home with tonight? Who in here? Who's taking me home? You get the point? It's that. So now, if you can't have this and still be lawful, then don't get to this point.
Right.
Stop here. You having anything to drink? I'm fine. I'll just take some water. Thank you. I'll just take some water. That's fine. I brought my own water. I'm good. Because you can't come here. Once you get here, it's like a slope for you. For another person, the slope is even going to the place that has alcohol. For one person, they could go there and other people drink and they don't drink. Then there's another person can't even go there. They can't be in that environment because they're gonna slide. Then don't go. Don't go. That's it. There ain't no shame in that. Just cut that off. Just cut it off. You get the point? Whatever it is causing you to sin, causing you to become compromised, causing you to be weak, cut it off. So now, the end of it, it shall go into the fire that shall never be quenched.
Meaning, does that part where it says shall go into the fire that shall never be quenched, meaning if you don't cut it off, you're going to get to a stage where you're going to keep doing what you're doing and the fire is not quenched because you haven't cut off what?
The fire is the punishment, is the judgment. You understand? It's the judgment you get for doing what you're doing. It's like you have a little child and the child disobey you and you tell them, listen, I'll light fire to your tail. You better stop. It's the punishment. So now whatever punishment is, the Lord's punishment could vary. Because the Lord is a father and a father has mercy on who he'll have mercy on. There's one child he just talk to and there's another child he probably will throw down the stairs. You get the point? It's just what it is. Now, I ain't saying it's good to throw your children down the stairs. I'm talking about what you feel to do, right? Because I surely have feelings too. So I say again, listen, I understand it, brother. I get it. But you don't know what the Lord's judgment is. You might know somebody who they do the same thing you do, and their life is so perfect. You do it one time, and shit, you in hell. Yeah, maybe the Lord just loves you a little more than that other person. That could be it. It could be that the Lord favors you, so he busts your ass. He took that belt all the way to you. Now you understand why, that shit happened. Now you understand why now, damn. You get the point? It could be that. So now what he's saying is this is the spirit behind it. But the fire wouldn't be quenched. The worm is what does the worm do? Worms eat dead bodies. So he's saying, if you don't want to cut it off, meaning you're just going to continue doing what you're doing, I got a ton of hungry worms for you if that's what you need. And we all know reincarnation is real. So I'll just bring you back so you could die and feed these worms. Or you can change. You get the point?
So like you sir.
1 second up.
So you're saying that basically if you don't stop what you're doing, like the unquenchable like fire that just keeps burning, like it can't be quenched, meaning you come back and live in hell again.
Keep the fire burning, never Capleton say? Yep, that's it. If you don't want to change now, the Lord could just keep the fire on you. And death doesn't escape it. You just come back in hell. You just come right back and you'll be born in hell. You get the point? You'll be born in hell, brother. Go ahead, Hakan. What is going to say?
Cancer, in short, would it mean like, so if you do not cut the sin off, then the sin will cut you off? Would you say that's right? I mean, when I mean cut off, I mean,
No, you're not wrong in them. You're not wrong in them. No, you could say it like that if you're breaking it down to somebody. Every brother has his style and way of teaching, brother. I just want to punch straight through your head. I want to reach inside and grab your brain. So I just need to tell you, nigga, you're going to die, you're going to get AIDS, you're going to, whatever going to happen to you. That way is a more, definitely a more poetic way of saying it. You're not wrong. You could either cut the sin off or the sin could cut you off. I know if I say that to somebody, that nigga going to smoke and blow the smoke in my face. He ain't going to stop. He's not going to stop. But if I tell him, nigga, you look gay like you're sucking a rod with that weed in your mouth.
Right.
And you're going to get cancer too. He might do this. I ain't gay. You understand what I'm saying?
More effective.
You understand? No, that's for me. For me.
No, but I like that one.
I can't say it's more effective because you might have that style of teaching that you could say that and it hit home. I know I can't say that.
It's like you said. I like that way. So I like that way where you want to push through the brain and make it hit, hit properly. You know what I mean? I'm going on the outside.
That's not always effective. I have a problem, brother. You understand? I have an issue. I have an issue. I'm working hard on it, brother. But that's not always effective. Sometimes you have to put some honey in the tea, or else they ain't gonna drink it. You get the point?
So you're saying the even balance.
And the bottom line is you're right with it. If you want to serve the sin, in fact, that's absolutely biblical. Give me Genesis. 4 and 7.
Genesis 4 and 7. If thou doest well, thou shalt not be accepted.
Right. So he's saying, if thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? Like meaning, if you do good, surely you'll be accepted. You get the point? Surely. And that's going into us. We wonder why our life is so much hell. Because we're not obeying the Lord. If we were obeying the Lord, he will accept us as his people, and he would kill anybody who decides to mess with us. But the Lord is not stepping in to help us when we doing all manner of evil. Right? If you do as well, you're going to be accepted. Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 7. If thou doest, in the middle of verse 7, if thou doest, and if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
Say it again.
And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
And if you don't do well, sin is knocking at the door. You see like how people knocked on the door and came in? In your life, brother, sin, if you decide to not obey the Lord or not yield yourself, right? And what I'm saying that I'm mainly talking about after you found the truth. If you never heard the truth before, you never heard the UPK, you don't know no better, you can't really be faulted. You get the point? Where there's no, you ain't got no knowledge, the Lord gonna have a little mercy on you. But if you heard the truth and you still decide to carry on, then the Lord is sending something to you. And it's going to be knocking at the door. Meaning what? Imagine somebody knocking at the door all night long, like a horror movie. It's not. You're going to open the door after a while. The person going to come in. Because you have to what? Stop the knocking. You understand? The only way to stop the knocking, if you're not going to obey the Lord, is to open the door. Or you're going to live with this your whole life. No, that's not how it works. You're going to go outside and meet it, or you're going to let it in because you're not strong enough to cut off whatever you're doing. You hear people say, man, no matter what I do, no matter where I turn, my life is just hell. Because everywhere you go, guess who's there?
That same desire.
No, you. You could move out the ends and go where people go when they move out the ends. Give me an area.
Some Coalfield.
Coalfield, where? Sheffield. You go down Sheffield, and guess what coming into Sheffield? You. You get the point? Oprah Winfrey is in America. She gets profiled in America. She went to Norway. Nobody knows who the hell she is. Went in a store. The bitch tell her, come out the store. She can't afford nothing in here. Oprah Winfrey said, because wherever you go, you there. So, of course, whatever you think you're running from is going with you. You can't leave you behind unless you change you. Now, if you change you, you could stay in the ends and every pain would stop. Every single trial, every effed up thing that was happening to you would just, you'd look back and be like, I don't know what I was doing in the world before. Because this shit don't happen no more. I hear stories about this one and that one, and I'd be like, why y'all don't just come in here? Just remember how it was when you in the beginning.
Right.
That's it. The point here is to change you. That's the point with the arm. You understand, Dumgaba? That's the point with the worm. It's saying as long as you want to hold on to that shit, there's worms for you. There's diseases for you. There's headaches for you. There's, enemies for you. There's crazy heathens for you. You get the point? There's all that is for you. There's stray bullets for you. Nobody just think about that. Everybody think, some mass shooting somewhere. People think people die by random. No. The Lord know where that bullet going.
If
somebody not here, but come into some building and start spraying, the Lord know where each bullet going.
If
somebody could be standing right in front of the spot and don't get hit, and then somebody all the way in the back around the corner, dead. It could happen. Think it can happen? Let me get Hakan. Let me come to you. Go ahead, Hakan.
Can't. So with what you just said, see it as a kind of a stray bullet. Also, would it be like, the precept of you send us out as sheep among wolves? Would that be the kind of same thing? Because we're going out there as sheep, trying to obey the law, and we're going to get these things that are going to come up to tempt us to sin with our hands. But we're going to follow as sheep.
No,
I
wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't put that. Sheep amongst wolves is more carnal.
Right. Okay. Right.
If you are the sheep, then somebody has to be the wolf.
Okay, I got you.
This one here, the battle is with you in your house. You don't have to go nowhere.
Right. I get you, sir. I get you, sir.
You in your house, in your car.
I get you, sir. Fully get you now.
It's in you.
Calm.
So I was wondering, in terms of this stray bullet thing, could it work in a way where, let's say this is a drug neighborhood we live in, and drug dealers get shot every single day. Could it work in a way where a stray bullet hits a child or someone who's not involved as a lesson to us that we shouldn't what's going on
every single time?
All right.
Every single time, man. Like every brother or sister who suffered some unfortunate death, it's supposed to break our hearts. You understand? It's supposed to touch you in a way that it'll make a change. Unfortunately, we don't love each other. If we loved each other, after not even Mark Duggan, what's the brother who got stabbed at the bus stop? I always forget his name. This was long ago, probably in the 90s or the 80s.
Stephen Lawrence.
Stephen Lawrence. After Stephen Lawrence, we'd obey the Lord. And even before that, the New Cross 13. You remember that 13 dead, nothing said? If we loved each other after that, brother, we would never celebrate another birthday party. Another one. We would hate birthdays because of them 13 kids that died at a birthday party. We would have hated birthdays if we loved each other. We don't love each other, brother. We love the emotional reaction. We get trauma drunk or high on trauma. You get the point? Where something happens and we know we're supposed to kick off because that ain't right and that ain't right and that ain't right, which is true. You're supposed to kick off, but then what? You're going to go back to do the same thing? There must be some sort of change that affects a different result. You understand? And if that doesn't happen, you're going to be protesting next year. You're going to be protesting next year. You all might as well draw straws for who child going to die next. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's really what it is. It has to have some, because of this. If this thing happened, we will never do this again. If we died because of this, Somebody died. How did they die? Because of that? Nah, we could never do that shit again. I'll give a classic example, right? I might have to go into the damn story. Anybody ever wondered why Benjamin is so hard against homosexuality and sodomy?
I must have learned from the scripture in Judges.
Come on, Brad. Break it down real quick out.
Right.
There's some homosexuals in the city, and all the tribes went to, you know what? They raped the brothers.
They raped the sister because they wanted the man. They raped the sister, killed her. The sister's father was a priest, I believe. He cut her body up into 12 pieces and sent it to all the tribes in Israel and said, this is what's going on in the land of Benjamin. What y'all going to do? And every other tribe loped up and rolled on Benjamin. And that's what happened when you don't give evil people up. Benjamin allowed them men to be there. And the rest of Israel, damn near, there would be no tribe of Benjamin today. If there was no order to stop killing. Everybody came through and destroyed Benjamin. There was damn near no more men left. And then the order was given to stop and then give the men of Benjamin wives so that they could rebuild the tribe because of what happened. Until this day, you could sell coke. Buju went to jail for what? A cocaine deal. Right. Listen, before I saw the tape, I thought they framed Buju. I said, they're lying on Gargamel. Gargamel don't never touch the white woman. I saw the tape, I was like, I should have known not to ever trust nobody now in the school. Gargamel in the damn garage. What's that? Is that good? All right, yeah, put that so and so. Coke, weed, anything. But a batty man, it's in our spirit. Because we learned from what happened back then spiritually. It's down in our DNA. Right. Smell a funny man is like, nah, he gotta go. Because at one time, that cost us the tribe. Okay. So that can't stay. Right. But now today, you'll kill him, but the lesbian live, the whole live, the preacher live. Then it's just false. Somebody else had to come to it.
I was gonna ask you that what you just said. Is it spiritual why Benjamin are so strong on the
yeah, because at one time we lost the tribe. At one time, listen, the Bible say, I probably gotta go into the story. The Bible say when, I forget who it was at the time, whoever was the high priest said for all the other tribes, the men of the tribes, to give Benjamin their daughters. And those men said, let them niggas die. You wouldn't get your daughter to a Latin man, right? No, it's not that the whole tribe was Sodom, but they allowed that shit to happen. They allowed it to be there. And now they had to pay for it. You get the point? Now you have to pay for it. So no man wanting to do it. And the brother had to go and say, listen, we can't do this. The Lord delivered us out of Egypt. We can't let one of the tribes die. The Lord gonna hate it. It's still the Lord's children. And then they came up with a dance. That's probably the first bashment. That's probably the first bashment dance. They came up with a dance. They had a shubin or a dance hall. And they said they're not going to give their daughters to Benjamin, but they're going to keep a party and they let the daughters go and dance in the party. And if a Benjamin have enough game to make her fall in love with him, despite the history of the tribe, then he could have her. You know what I mean? And Benjamin say,
right. Heavy. Fire. Hey, Salakia, sir, if I may.
Well, give me 1 second, don't go back. Go ahead.
So you see how Benjamin, when he got them sisters, could you flip it and use the precept that a woman will have any man?
No. Yeah, because now it cheapens the whole thing. No, I ain't know any man. I take it first. Yeah. I ain't know any man. I'm him. In fact, him is me. Him tries to be me. You get it? But now I wouldn't use that. I wouldn't use that a woman would have. In a way, yes, but it's out the spirit because you're going to offend Benjamin. You get the point? You're going to offend Benjamin. You have some fake Israelites like to say it. Man, your tribe was faggots. Well, nigga, what tribe RuPaul from? He's the biggest faggot in the world. What tribe he from? That's out the spirit. You get the point? But it's something that happened to the tribe that the tribe had to pay for. and pay for it with our life, there would be no tribe of Benjamin today if that brother didn't say stop. You understand? If there would be no tribe. And I think at first Benjamin was winning the war. I think at first Benjamin was winning the war, and they had to draw Benjamin out and go pray to the Lord for the strategy to kick Benjamin ass. Go ahead, Hakayan.
Cancer. I was just gonna add the interview with Shabba Ranks was so heavy when he said they asked him a question about homosexuality, and he said, "I'll," you know what I mean? The thing that he said on there, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on the class.
You could use another word.
Yeah, but he said all, you know, them type of people for dead. And then the crowd, yeah.
Okay, once again, that's from not understanding who he is. He comes from a people that at one time, because they lived, the tribe died. So for the tribe to live, they have to die. You get the point? Like that's
the
tribe was almost exterminated.
Okay, yeah.
Do you understand me now?
I understand that part, yeah.
Right, so they don't understand what he was saying. Now, this is what I would say today, right? This is what I would say today. Today, especially for the tribe of Benjamin, you should not put a sodomite to death. You should not do it. I know I'm gonna get flack for it. You know, the Rastas gonna think they have a dog in the fight now. You don't have a dog. I'm about to cut your dreads in 2 seconds. Right? I'm about to shave your bald in 2 seconds with this Bible dictionary here. But you should not put none of them to death. And I'm gonna tell you why. You're not putting the prostitute to death.
That's right.
And why are you not putting the prostitute to death? Because you could have sex with her? Because she could get an orgasm, right? She could get a good time. She's a dancer queen for life. Let's go like dynamite. Because why? Because you could benefit from her sin. So the only reason this sodomite has to die is because you can't have sex with her?
True.
Okay. Maybe you're gay. Maybe you have a little thing in the back. I see how y'all be, diving off the damn house with the broad. Who the hell want to have sex with a woman like that? That's how you have sex with who? So like that's how you have sex with a man. You gotta rough him up. You gotta climb up on the tree and dive off. And all them men, I look at them and they look real kind of suspecty. Real. Like you wouldn't want to leave your daughter with them niggas. Like
no way.
There was a famous one, brother. Famous one. It's a bleach of skin and all kind of thing. Marvin, I think is his name. Brother. Damn. Oh, you're pulling them up? Or you're pulling up something else? Yeah. So yeah, you should not do that now. Now is not the time for that. Now is the time for you to kill you. You need to die. You the problem.
Right.
You need to die. And the new man or the new woman needs to be born. You must be born again. The old person has to go.
Right.
They're filthy, disgusting. They're weak, they're gay, they're whole, they're abortionists, they're murder. Every filthy thing, that's who you are right now.
Right.
You can change and become brand new, and you're going to become so new, people wouldn't recognize you. The family members ain't going to recognize you. They're going to say, you changed. I don't even know you anymore. You're not my child. Thank you. Most if you ever hear that, you're doing a good job. If you in the truth and you shalaming or whatever else, and you could still go to the family dinner and here's a plate, Leroy. You're a Christian. You're not in the truth. But if it is that you could go there and they're telling you, now listen, if you're gonna come here, don't start no shitting. Don't bring that Israelite. Don't start no shitting. You know how you is. I don't know what happened to you. Ever since it started to go to that class with them people, with those people, you're not my child. I don't even recognize you no more. Keisha, my name is not Keisha no more. You'll always be Keisha. No, I'm not. Who are you? Now you're doing something. But if you fit right in with where you was, I don't know. I don't know.
That sounds like my family.
Listen, give you a hand up. Go ahead. Any more questions?
Quite a lot, sir. I got one from Officer Hakayan. I got one online as well, but told me.
Let's get him.
Officer Hakayan said, in the Bible says.
Is Hakayan who here?
Come on.
Hakayan, you just want to read the question where you had?
That was from yesterday. Salakia. I didn't put no question on there today. Salakia. Is that yesterday, Bob Marley?
No, about man trusted man. You messaged me about that today.
Did I? Oh, god damn. Did I really?
No, so if you don't need it no more, we could skip, get somebody else.
No, I must have put it there. Yeah, can I have it then? Can I have it? Salakia.
All right, let me get somebody else and let me come right back to you, all right?
All right, no.
In fact, let's get. We can break it down quickly. What time we are?
We're at
9?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think Jeremiah is going to be Jeremiah 17:05. We're going to go quick. Jeremiah 17:05. And it reads like here. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord.
Mm-hmm. And you want to a breakdown on this? I read it one more time.
Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord.
Cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm. And what? Departed from the Lord?
God. And whose heart departed from the Lord.
And whose heart, which means his mind, departs from the Lord. So cursed be this man, meaning this man is going to get punished. There's a type of man or woman who trusts in man. What does that part mean? Trust in man.
Trust in man.
Sorry, trust in man opposed to what God says.
That's what it's talking about.
Okay, a lot of people try to say, listen to the UPK man. That's a man. That's where I think that's where the
whole thing comes.
Yeah.
Everybody's a man. I don't care, you follow Selassie, he's a man. Marcus Garvey was a man. Who else they follow? Farrakhan is a man. It's all men. But then there's some men who speak on behalf of the Lord.
That's right.
That's different.
That's
right.
And I think come under the same umbrella to say when people say the Bible was written by a man. So
exactly. It's the same thing. The Bible was written by a man. A man wrote it down physically. What's the books you all have up here? Harry Potter. It's also written by a man. Right. Is they two the same books, nigga? Is they two the same men? No. It's simple. And really, people who have that argument really just have no discipline. They don't want to yield to the authority. They want to do what who wants.
They want to.
And who are they?
Man?
A man.
Oh.
So when they say I don't follow no man, but you follow you. So are you not a man? By their own logic, they're not even men. They're not even masculine. You get the point? They're really effeminate. That's why they can't yield to another man. To follow another man's orders, you have to be a man. To take orders, to yield to a man who's better than you, you have to be masculine. You can't be feminine. Because if you're feminine, you're not going to want to follow the orders. No disrespect to the sisters, but femininity in a man causes rebellion. It causes something that you cannot. Canada one can't. Yes, sir. Canada one can't. And go to do whatever he tells you to do. You can't do that. You gotta huff and puff and reason and philosophize and find a way just not to do it. But let you tell it. If you tell somebody to do something, then that's, that word is gold. You're a hypocrite. You understand? So now, read the scripture one more time.
Oh, God. Thus says the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm.
And make flesh his arm. Meaning you're supposed to make the Lord your arm.
That's right.
But man makes flesh his arm, meaning you trust in the power of men and men's numbers and status and carnal power. You get the point? You trust in that. You don't trust in the Lord.
Which scripture apply to a man saying, all right, you believe what the UPK man is saying? Listen, I hear that, but come on, man, that ain't gonna punish you for the report, man. That you trust in man, like you literally disregard what the scripture says, but believe his brother that just gave his word for it. Like, come on, man, I can't see God doing that to you, man. You know what I mean? God's loving.
I wouldn't put that as trust in man. I'm gonna give you something else. This is more clear cut for trust in man. Everybody in here knows a brother or sister who is Muslim. I'm talking about an Israelite, a yard man, or somebody from tribe of Judah or Ephraimite who is Muslim. Why are they Muslim? because Islam makes sense? Well, are they Muslim because the Quran is prophetic and it has prophecy? Why do damn near everybody join Islam?
Jail or intimidation or
because Islam is the what they call it? What do they say? The fastest growing religion. Yeah, full of cowards.
That's right.
Right.
Catch them by themselves. Catch them by themselves.
Mm.
Catch them by their lonesome.
Mm-hmm.
How does the story go? But when they're in a pack, ooh, watch out. Akbar!
Right.
When you're in a pack, because you trust in man, you trust in manpower.
Oh, okay.
You get the point? That's what you trust in. You don't trust in the Lord. You trust in the power of man. And with that, you're going to get punished for doing that shit. You're going to get punished. You trust in man, right? All that manpower ain't helping Gaza.
That's right.
All that 500,000 on the bridge in London ain't helping the Gaza right now. It ain't stopping nothing. All the manpower you have, all the Arabs in Saudi Arabia, in Yemen, in Lebanon, all of that don't matter right now. They have to sit and watch the white man do that to them. I don't know. I'll serve the Lord with a small company of honorable men and watch the Lord bring COVID and kill everybody.
That's right.
That's what I'll do. I'll just do that shit. I'll do that thing and just watch the Lord give men in the UPK spiritual power, which I've seen already, where in one season, brother or sister, you should not do this. That's going to make the Lord angry. You're going to die. And in the next season, R.I.P. to so-and-so. Something with the little doves at the end. I've seen it. I've seen at Camp Park. Some devil came up to the camp with a knife. I ain't going to say the city. And start flicking the knife in front. Flicking over the knife. And out of nowhere, about 4 people just rushed him. Trashed him on the ground and left. Come to find out, these are people he's beefing with. That they just see him because they're driving by the camp.
Right.
Watching the camp, and somebody say, ain't that so-and-so? I've seen this shit happen now. I've heard another story about another camp. Dude come up in front of the camp threatening to shoot everybody. Nigga walk right up. Bow! Right in front of the camp. I don't need to trust in manpower. I could trust in the Lord. I could trust in the Lord. I don't need to trust in manpower. You get the point? So read the scripture one more time.
Come on, Jeremiah 17:5. Thus says the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm.
You make flesh your arm. Now you would now align yourself with the multitude just because it's a multitude and think there's real power in there. The Lord could just give everybody a disease and that'll be that. You're done. You're finished. And that's just it. You get the point? Go ahead.
And whose heart departed from the Lord.
And your heart departs from the Lord. When you're in a multitude, the multitude doesn't consider what the Lord wants. You understand? And you will just follow suit. You will do whatever they do. And that'll be that. Your heart will depart from the Lord. You just learn to stand with the Lord. That's all. You up? All right. You have some chapter. Everybody who needs to roll because of time, you can go ahead and roll, all right? You have some chapter. So just keep an eye on the brother as you go. How far are you, Parker? Right across the street. Keep an eye on the brother, all right?
One more question, I believe.
Go ahead. It's good. Tobit chapter 1.
I'm gonna find this.
4 verse 6, sir.
4 and 2. 4 and 2.
4 and 2.
4 and 2.
Come on. Book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 2. And said with himself, I have wished for death. Wherefore do I not call for my son Tobias, that I may signify to him of the money before I die?
Read it one more time.
Tobit chapter 4 and 2. and said with himself, I have wished for death. Wherefore do I not call for my Wherefore do I not call for my son Tobias, that I may signify to him of the money before I die? And when he had called him, he said, My son, when I am dead, bury me, and despise not thy mother, but honor her all the days of thy life, and do that which shall please her, and grieve her not.
All right, that verse 3 is a precept for honor thy mother and father.
God.
Okay, so you want to know who was it? Elazar. He wanted to know. He wanted to break down on this, right?
2 to 4.
Okay, I'm looking for the precept. This was a time that was horrible for Israel. I mean, like any other time for all people. We always living in a horrible time. All right, and in especially in the Apocrypha, and really in the whole Bible, you're gonna read the men always talking about how bad it is for the 12 tribes, how bad it is for Israel, why we suffering, why does it have to be this way, to the point where brothers was like, I wish I wasn't even born. Ezra said that to the angel. Ezra's asked, why did I have to be born in this generation to see my people suffer like this? Because sometimes you look at how we are and you're like, man, this thing is effed up. I don't even want to be here no more. Get the point? So it's in here somewhere, trying to see exactly where it is, where he's talking about how bad it is. Somebody had to scan the book for me real quick, all right? Hold on. I'm gonna get it for you. It's right there in 1 or 2 or the beginning of 3. Oh, right there. Give me 3 and 1. Give me 3 and 1.
Tobit 3 and 1.
Let's go.
Come on. Book of Tobit, chapter 3 and verse 1. Then I being grieved did weep, and in my sorrow prayed, saying, O Lord, thou art just, and all thy works and all thy ways are mercy and truth. And thou judgest truly and justly forever. Remember me and look on me. Punish me not for my sins and ignorances, and the sins of my father who have sinned before thee. For they obeyed not thy commandments, wherefore thou hast delivered us for a spoil, and unto captivity, and unto death, and for a proverb of reproach to all the nations among whom we are dispersed. Now thy judgments are many and true. Deal with me according to my sins and my fathers, because we have not kept thy commandments, neither have walked in truth before thee.
This is a level to reach on out. This is in line to what you was talking about before, Dumgaba, with the rebellion of the slave. Like, if you could now understand why we're here, you start to appeal to the Lord on a different level and ask for mercy for what you did. You're going to be like, I was wrong. Please have mercy on me. But no, if you had to punish me, go ahead, because I know I was wrong. I can't fight it. You get the point? So this is the level he's on here, and you'd find this in many precepts, many scriptures, where brothers is really now reached a point where you realize why it's happening. You understand? So he going through hell here further. Let me see if I get one more verse. Hold on. It might be further up. Go to chapter 1. Hold on. Hold on, no, not chapter 1. I think that's it right there in chapter 3. So Israel is in hell, like in any other captivity. And he's talking about how hard it is. You understand? He's talking about how hard it is. And now let's go to 4 and 1.
Come on. Book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 1. In that day, Tobit remembered the money which he had committed to Gabael in rages of Media, and said with himself, I have wished for death. Wherefore do I not call for my son Tobias, that I may signify to him of the money before I die?
Right. So now Tobit, he done reached a certain age after seeing Israel suffering. And if you've been around somebody who is old, really old, they lived a long time, they're bedridden or they're sick or their health declining, they'll tell you, listen, I'm just here waiting on the Lord. I don't need nothing else in life. I'm ready. They'll say it. So now he's saying, I'm wished for death, and now that I'm ready to die, bring my son Tobit so I could pass my belongings to him. You understand? That's what he means. I could signify the money to him. I could sign it over. Signify mean like to sign over or to sign. So he's signing over everything to him. Oh, Ilazar understands that. All right. So that's what it means. We good?
Go on, Kaiser.
All right, go ahead. Anything else?
No, that's good.
Let's rock with it. All right. Dreadlocks. Where we going, Cap? Where we going first?
I'll go to
everybody know about dreadlocks, right? Everybody understand dreadlocks?
Can't see.
Most people do, some people don't. We're just gonna go over it tonight, just a little bit. So
number 6 and 5, sir.
The Rastafarians, right? They take dreadlocks and they say the dreads come from what?
So they come from Sampson or the Nazarite vow? They
say come from the Nazarite vow or Sampson. So let's get both. All right, let's get the Nazarite vow.
Oh, on number 6 and 5. Sucker, number 4. All the
numbers. Are you sure it's not in Judges?
Number 6 and 1. The Nazarite vows on 1.
Go ahead.
Number 6 and 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when either a man or a woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto the Lord, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar or wine, or vinegar of strong drink, neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dried. All the days of his separation, he shall eat nothing that is made of the vine, from the kernels even unto the husk. All the days of his vow, of his separation, there shall no razor come upon his head, until the days be fulfilled, in which he separateth himself unto the Lord. He shall be holy, and shall let the locks of his head grow. All the days of his separation, all the days that he separateth himself unto the Lord, he shall come at no dead body. He shall not make himself unclean for his father or his mother, for his brother or his sister, when they die.
Right? So this Nazarite vow was very involved. It was a vow that the person themselves couldn't make. The parents have to make it in front of a priest with the baby. Right? A father can devote the child in the custom of the Nazarite vow. So now they'll have to bring that child before the priest and say this child is going to obey the Nazarite vow. So it's up to the parents now to keep this child, not cut the child's hair, not let the child get to alcohol, grow them in a way so that they don't get prone to the alcohol. Go ahead, sis. Because you want your child to be, now this child is now special to the Lord. It's not an ordinary child. This child could forever be in the work of the Lord, because as you see later on, it says the child can't be come unclean even for their mother or father, meaning you go to a funeral, you know you're unclean for 7 days. So if you're a priest for them 7 days, you can't teach. You can't go in the temple because you're unclean. The regular priests are only allowed to be unclean for immediate family. Like if you're a priest in here, your uncle died, SHALAM. You could send a card. But you would probably get denied going to the funeral because you needed in the work so much 7 days off is, you know, the whole school will stop if you get off. But if it's your mother and father, your brother, your sister, you could go because they are near kinsmen. This Nazarite, whoever died, Shalom, they, you know, that's it. That's it.
And also, do people do that now?
What's good on Mama? Say again?
Do people do that now? Like that?
Yep. Captain Akkad, his son, Naquam, I think his son name is Naquam Yala. He did it with his son. He dedicated his son to the Nazarite vow. Right? You could do it if you want to. That'll be from birth, though. I think you could probably get some counsel on it. I could find out, but I think it's from birth. Like once the child is, you know, after the circumcision and all of that stuff, you could bring the child in, the boy, and you could dedicate him to the Lord. It's like he's dedicated to the Lord now, and he's going to be a little bit different than everybody else because certain things he just cannot do. It's just, you know, forbidden for him to do, and it's supposed to be for a time. Usually it's until they become adults. Some people take it further. But the minute one thing is broken, you're not a Nazarite anymore. Right? Go ahead.
Is it like in England, you got certain people of prestige that are separated from everybody else? They had ladies, like ladies not so women separated. She's taught a certain way, raised a certain way, and she's only supposed to marry a certain people.
In a way, but them bitches be hoes out. They're here, I'm telling you straight up. Them bitches be absolute hoes, brother. The whole rugby team having their turn with that, bro. But in a way, but this is a little bit different because, of course, this is a brother in service with the Lord. You get the point? He's in service to the Lord. He's separated and dedicated to the Lord. Like this cat here, there's really ain't no fault in him. And the Lord is going to be able to use him for certain things. That's what the Nazarite vow was for.
Oh, God.
All right. And it's from birth. And it's not just here. Right? The Rastafarians usually just stop at the hair. They don't stop at the alcohol because everybody drinking Guinness and whatever else. And if that's the case, they ain't stopping at the funerals. They ain't stopping at who they're supposed to marry and who they're not supposed to marry and stuff like that. And you can't cut anything. You can't trim it. You can't do none of that thing. You can't cut it off. You get the point? Any more on it?
No, sir. That was it.
All right. Give me Judges. So that's the Nazarite vow, right? Give me Judges 1. Hold on. I could go straight to 16, I think. Hold on. Give me with Sampson, where it says he was separated according to the Nazarite vow. Is it all the way down to 16?
Hello, Sampson starts something like 15. Come on, Carl. About 13 and 5.
That sounds about right. Go ahead.
So 13 and 4. Now wherefore I pray thee, and drink not wine, nor strong drink, nor eat anything unclean.
Stand at 2.
Come on, Carl. Judges 13 and 2. And there was a certain man named Zerah, of the family of the Danites.
Right, Dan was one of the tribes. Right now, Dan is enfolded within Manasseh, and Levi is now in the place of Dan. Go ahead.
Whose name was Manoah, and his wife was barren and bare not. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman and said unto her, Behold, now thou art barren and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. Now therefore be aware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink, or eat not any unclean thing. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come upon his head. For the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. So that was the purpose of Samson. The reason like how you asked, why would you do that? The angel came to this woman and told her, Samson going to be separated from the womb. The Lord wants him separated from the womb because this nigga going to now smite the Philistines. He's going to hurt the Philistines because the Philistines was hurting Israel. That's right.
And that was Samson's life all the way up until some hoe named Delilah. All right. Now give me Judges 16 and 13.
Judges 16 and 13.
Right.
And Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her,
right, because she was sent to make him weak. She was sent to find out the root of his strength. And his strength came from the Lord. This is one man. Just in contrast to the scripture we just read about man making man his flesh and counting in numbers, this was one man who could take on a whole army. Right? And it's really not far-fetched today. It's really not that far-fetched today. You look at the NFL, the American Football League, National Football League. If you see how those brothers play, these brothers are absolute machines. You also saw the video with Cam Newton where the 5 men jumping. He wasn't on the ground or nothing. And I don't think people understand the NFL player is not a regular man. You probably don't want to. You probably have to shoot that nigga. I'm telling you straight up. They're not regular people. You get the point? And you see the things we do as Israelites athletically. Think if we eat right and obey the Lord in a war, you probably could kill 50 men. You think about one of them men, you drop them in Ethiopia right now with Somalians. What happening?
So Usain Bolt ran 100 meters in 10 seconds. That's crazy.
No, put some armor on him and a sword. Just put him in Mogadishu. What they're doing to stop him? Nothing. You get the point? So Samson was like that. He was built like that. And they sent this hoe in there to figure out where he getting his strength from. And of course, he being an Israelite was lying to her because he already knew what she was on. But of course, she gave him the sweet wine, so he getting weak. He's getting weak. Keep going.
Come. And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web, and she fastened it with a pin, and said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awakened out of his sleep, and went away with the pin of the beam, and with the web. And she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee, when thy heart is not with me?
Right, because he lied to her again, right? He lied to her again. He said, just take this and stick the spin in it, and it'll weaken me. She said, listen, Samson, the Philistines is upon thee. He get up ready to go fight. She's like, man, you don't love me. How you could love me and you ain't telling me the truth? Now, we could go back up to 13 where it says, and he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. So now the Rastafarians look at this with the Nazarite vow. Say, don't cut the hair. No razor. It says no razor comes to the hair. It don't say nothing about no comb. They add the comb in. Again, rebelling. Go ahead.
The Rasta say, going up to say a razor type, that comb is a razor, they say?
That they say nonsense. I don't know how the hell a comb could be a razor. If a comb is a razor, then why there ain't no razor comb crime? Why is knife crime? Why is with a razor crime? Why there ain't nobody stabbing nobody with a goddamn comb? I'm a comb you to death. Why nobody doing that? The comb is not a razor. It comes from the rebellion against the Christians. Right? It comes from it where the Christianity, you had to shape up and cut your hair and look like a good little boy. It comes from that rebellion. The Bible doesn't say nothing about comb. It says razor. You get the point? So now let's get the locks. Somebody look up in the dictionary and give me locks.
Strong as well. Okay.
Let me get the dictionary meaning of locks first. You don't have to pull that up. Somebody could read it. Whoever is on, somebody could just read it, all right? What do I want in here? Locks is in here too?
Sir. In the Zondervan Compact Dictionary.
No, not that one. Not that one. Give me just regular locks. In the dictionary, regular dictionary. Who have it? Quickly, man. Somebody put it up for me out. Taking a little too long, all right?
Locks in the Oxford Dictionary. It says Oh, so lucky.
All right, I'm gonna find it out. Come on, what's going on here?
Locks, a ringlet of hair. Yes.
Where you reading from?
The Mariam.
Wait, where does it say that? I didn't see that.
A ringlet of hair.
Right, a ringlet of hair or a clump of hair. Hold on, what are you doing?
Nice.
Oh, good. Yeah, go ahead. You can click on it because that's the same dictionary I have on my phone.
Oh, because locks, a ringlet of hair.
What else does it say?
That had fallen on her neck. For example, hair on her head. Locks up by matting, braiding, or twisting. Several ways to save your dreadlocks. For locks broken at the root, wait for hair grow enough to braid.
Right. So the reference to locks being the dreadlocks is more modern. Locks is typically a clump of hair or braided hair. That's why everybody know the nursery rhyme Goldilocks. Remember Goldilocks and the Three Bears? The Goldilocks had dread. Goldilocks had braided golden hair. Her hair was actually the original Goldilocks, the old school one. The hair was braided. Locks today, they tell you it could also be dreadlocks because of the Rastafarian movement. But locks is just a clump of hair. You go to the barber, he's shaving off large clumps of your hair. Your locks are on the floor. That's a lock is hair. It's just a clump of hair. Now they're saying it's dreadlocks. All right. Give me Bible dictionary.
Come.
All right.
Compact Bible dictionary.
Yep. So this is the Bible dictionary, Zondervan Bible dictionary. You all should get this. A lot of the breakdowns in here are accurate and true. Some of them are absolutely not, but the ones we tell you for sure work. And this is breaking down locks in here. All right, it's defining locks. Go ahead,
Good on, Khan. Okay, it says mechanical. I don't think this is the one.
Read it nice and loud, please.
A mechanical device for fasting. That's not the one, though, I don't think so.
Can you read it, brother, please?
Salakia. A mechanical device for fastening a city gate or a door.
Go ahead.
The primitive locks used to fasten city gates consisted simply of heavy beams of wood, the end of which were dropped into slots cut into masonry of the gate. Then it says Nehemiah 3 and 15.
That's fine. You could stop right there.
You have
a mechanical lock that you would use to lock a gate. You could put a picture of a mechanical lock on the screen, all right? Everybody know what a mechanical lock is. You use it to lock a gate, a padlock, or one of them locks with the combination. The big thick U-shaped thing with the bottom piece. That's one definition of a lock, right? You lock it, you put your key in, you unlock it, all right? Hakayan, go on to the next definition, number 2.
Karawan Khan. Nehemiah 3.
I'm gonna let somebody in the class grab it for me, all right?
If you could, yeah.
One of the brothers in the back there. Get him to one of the young men, because they probably ain't never seen it. Either one of y'all could read it. Just show him where locks is and let him read the second definition. You can read it if you want to in a while. You can go ahead and read. Let the young man read. Let one of the young brothers read out. Just show him. You see where locks is at the bottom? Go to the next page where it says 2. Read nice and loud, all right?
Reference the hair, okay?
Nice. Give me a louder than that. That's not a good lock. I don't know what you're showing me there. That's what locks look like in the UK?
Correct.
You sure? So y'all don't have a padlock? You don't use them things no more?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a locker. I don't know what you were showing me before. All right, that's a regular lock, all right? Go ahead and read it nice and louder, please.
Reference to the hair,
Locks
renders several different.
Hold on, now. Don't go by. You skip him. No. Start at where it says 2. You see where it says 2?
Yes.
Read right there.
Yeah,
all right, I'll take that then. Go ahead.
Locks renders several different head,
words,
Uh-huh.
numbers, 6, 5, the term indicated, the unshorn, and
disheveled,
locks of the Nazareth in Judges.
Right? So the term indicates the unshorn or the disheveled locks of the Nazarite Sampson. That's what it's talking about. Is there any more on it? You could skip the precept, just read the definition.
Okay, so it's how does it say? The braided locks.
The what?
The braided locks.
The what?
The braided locks.
Not dreadlocks. It's the disheveled or the unshorn locks of Sampson. The braided locks. Go ahead.
Of the Nazareth, Sampson in Ezekiel.
Right. So it's the braided locks of the Nazarite Sampson and also Ezekiel. Remember Ezekiel in the beginning, it said the angel took him away into a vision and grabbed him by his locks and carried him away. It says that in Ezekiel. The Bible's locks are braids. It's braided locks. It's disheveled, unshorn because it's not cut, and disheveled because anybody who braids the hair, you lay down a few days, a week pass, what started to happen? It started to get fuzzy. It started a little fuzzy. That's what it is. That's the locks of the Bible. Samson had 7, meaning 7 braids. He would get his hair braided, 7 cornrows. That's what he had. And he would get it locked and unlocked. You get the point? Dreadlocks cannot be unlocked. Dreadlocks is all the way locked. Give me the weaving. Give me the precept. Right? Somebody read back for me Judges 13. Slack it, Judges 16 and 13.
Come on. The book of Judges, chapter 16 and verse 13.
Pull up the strong. Go ahead, please.
Come on, sir. And Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web.
That's what he said. He said, if you weave the 7 locks of my head with the web, if you braid my 7 locks with the web. That's what he told them. We're going to get it here now. You have it? You got to make that fully big on the screen, all right? You might have to zoom in. Okay. Everybody online might be able to see it. You could, right? This is the Hebrew for the word weavest in the Bible. All right. The brother went into the Strongs and looked up the actual word. Was that Makalpa or Makalapa? Makalapa. Right? Scroll down some. Go ahead, Robin, come on. I'm trying to guess over here. What is it?
Makalapa.
Makalapa, right? That's the name, that's the word for weave or braid. All right. It's a feminine noun from the word, scroll up. From the word, was that? Kalapa, right? Scroll down. Number 1, braid, lock, plait of hair. That's the locks that Samson had.
That's right.
Samson did not have dreadlocks. He had locks that could be braided, or Benjamin to say plait. Come, let me plait your hair. They have plaits. Locks is braids. The whole way they lock. Even Judites said, man, go find a sister to lock your hair down. It's braiding the hair down, and then you could upbraid it. You could take it back out. Just like with a lock, you could do what? You could lock it and unlock it. That's right. So now when you go back to that first definition, Hakayan, read the first definition again. Show me some good dreadlocks on the screen.
Locks. A mechanical device for fastening a city gate or door.
Right? So you have a lock. Hold on. You have a lock, a mechanical device for fastening a city gate or door. Even these locks here, these is this commercial pretty shit. This is not really dreadlocks. This is just, metro locks or something. This new age metro shit. That ain't dreadlocks. Give me real dreadlocks. Like that dread who was talking last night about Bob Marley father. That is dreadlocks. Yeah, give me that one. I'll take that one. All right. You might be able to zoom right there on the screen. Or no, you can't do that? Do it faster? Okay. All right, brother, I'm about to show you all. Right? You're going to zoom in now so y'all can see it. Everybody see these locks, right? They tell you that this is the locks that Sampson had. This is not what Sampson had. This cannot be braided. This is permanently locked. Now, when you have a padlock, anybody have an old padlock on the gate outside in the rain? When that lock can't be unlocked, what do you do with it?
Yeah, angle grinder. Grind it off.
Shit, there's something else you could do with that shit. You just get the bolt cutter and you cut that bitch off. You're supposed to cut that off. Because that can't be unlocked. It can't be upgraded. That's not the biblical locks. That's some nasty shit. That there is unhealthy. It's nasty. It's a waste of time. And that is not even your real hair. That's dead hair. That shit is not connected to the root. The shit is not connected to the root. It could bust. It's hair that with dirt and grease and grime is just compacted together. You comb a dread hair out, his hair would just be a big afro. It wouldn't be that thing he have grown for 10, 15 years. All that is just dead hair. It's dead hair and it doesn't affect nothing. It gives the appearance of something that's old and ancient, where it's really something that's, without spirit, without life. It's really, you're covered in something dead. You're covered in something dead. Give me this last precept here. Give me Paul his hair.
So, lucky Captain, are you finished with the definition on the content?
Yeah, please. So what?
No sweat. The primitive locks used to fasten.
No, I'm done with that.
Oh, you done? Okay. So
yeah.
Got it.
Give me
Psalms 14:26.
You know which one I'm talking about? Absalom.
Second Samuel 14:26. And when he pulled his hair, for it was at every year's end.
Right. David's son Absalom, one of David's son Absalom, he would grow hair. His hair would grow so much. And it would grow so much that it was heavy on his head. It was heavy, and every year he would cut his hair. Read it.
Come on. And when he pulled his hair, for it was at every year's end that he pulled it, because the hair was heavy on him. Therefore, he pulled it. He weighed the hair of his head at 200 shekels after the king's weight.
You understand? He weighed his hair, and his hair weighed 200 shekels, whatever that is. Absalom had long ass hair. He braided that hair up in all custom, but it would get so long every year, just heavy on him, or it's just too much. He would cut it after every year, and it would weigh so much. Your hair could grow, and the Lord won't give you whatever it needs to grow to. But hold on, whatever it would need to grow to. You get the point? But you don't have to put yourself through that dreadlocks thing. That's dead hair, and furthermore, it has nothing to do with the Lord. It's not biblical. It's really something that's man-made, and it's probably part of the reason why Tribe of Benjamin can't fully come all the way into it, because we so bought into the Selassie Rasta nonsense. When them dreadlocks ain't got nothing to do with the Bible.
That's right.
All right. We good with that. Next week, all right? With that, pass the class over to Priest and Officer Dungabar.
We had the I.S.U.P.K started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Roof new brother and sister. When the new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers chapter 18 and 21. Also in Malachi chapter 3 and 8 through 10. Ma'ashra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher, priest one. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, the Passover. Akim and Aquaf, check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, start wearing all black booth shirt, pants, headbands, and stuff. With that, we're going to give the teacher one courtesy salute. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh
Shabbat.
Yadjam Matar. Sa, which means turn your face to sisters.
Turn the camera to the sisters.
Men of Israel, I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak.
Yahweh Shabbat.
Yadjam Matar. Class dismissed.
Shalom.
For this one.